Okay.
One moment. Ceremony, masquerade, and then tournament masquerade. Okay.
We are live, guys.
All right.
Well, also, I feel like I introduced myself to some people.
With the folks at Playtest Northwest showing off new games. We're looking at Primordial Secrets right now.
Cool.
Who here's the designer for Primordial Secrets?
That's me,
Alright, and what's your name?
Garth.
Alright.
Okay, so now these are the secrets that you are guarding. You cannot use these secrets during the course of the game, but once people have stolen these secrets from you, they will have access to be able to use. Is that the 2 players again? Okay, perfect. So we're set up for 3 players. Okay, let me keep explaining here. Okay, so just like Dominion, this is a deck builder. Each turn, you start with this very basic deck of pretty boring cards. Each turn, you're going to be recruiting cards from the center to add to your discard pile. And whenever you run out of a deck, which is going to be very often since you're drawing 6 cards per turn, you'll shuffle up that discard pile. That becomes your new deck. And so, thusly, your future turns get better and better and better as you're recruiting these cards from the center. There are 3 values on these cards to be aware of. Let's take a look at the Messenger and the Musician. These are the 2 most common cards that you start with. This blue value is Visiting Power. So basically you can see that the Messenger makes a better visitor than the Musician, but not so fast because this pink number here is Recruiting Power, and the card and in order to recruit new cards, you need to visit with that pawn, and it needs to survive. So the Musician can help you get stronger new recruits than the Messenger can, but if you have less visiting power than your opponent's hosting power, whoever you're visiting, they'll add up their total hosting power, which is this purple value. If you have less visiting power than their hosting power, you'll have to choose one of your visitors to sacrifice to their sacrificial altar, and that goes into their sacrifice pile there. One way to win is to collect 6 sacrifices. So you can do that by basically focusing on getting really strong hosting power, and when people come visit you, you might be able to make some sacrifices. The other way to win is to visit with such high visiting power that you have visiting power of higher than whoever you're visiting's hosting power of 4 or more. If you do that, you'll get to steal a secret that they're guarding, which will give you new options for what you do on future turns with your intents. So those are the 3 values. I'll say this recruiting power is very important because you want to be able to get strong new recruits early. But you don't want to fall behind in these things too much because that's how you win the game. So it's a kind of a balancing act, just like Dominion, right? You want to start with gold and then start getting those provinces later on. So that's the basic line. Now the 4th value you'll see is this orange value here, and that is the cost of the card to recruit it and add it to your discard pile. So remember, the visitors that you choose, each turn all players draw 6 cards and secretly choose 3 to visit with and 3 to host with. And the visitors have double duty, right? So they care about their visiting power, but also the visitors are what you're using to recruit the new cards for your deck. So I've got 4 insight. Maybe I can steal a secret if someone has no hosting power. But the important thing here is this: I have 3 total recruiting power. So now, after I resolve the visit, we do that stat comparison. After that's done, if my guys survive, I'm going to have 3 to spend on these cards in the center. There are 3 cards here that cost 3 or less, so I could have a look at one of those and decide to add it to my deck. This one kind of cares about Abyssals. This one kind of cares about Mortals. This is just strong, not synergy related, just a strong card on its own. There are 4 tribes in this deck, 4 tribes in this game, I should mention. There's some subtle synergies, like you can kind of go all in on something if you want. And at a glance to tell what cards are Abyssals, it's the background. So Abyssals have this teal background, Infernals have this red background, Celestials have this background, and then Mortals have this gray background. Speaking of Mortals, one card that's always available to recruit is this Familiar. It only costs 2, and it's only slightly better than the cards you start with in your deck. But the fun part about the familiar is it says when you recruit this, instead of going to the discard pile, this goes immediately to your next round's visiting party as basically a 4th visitor. So this is going to supercharge your next visit when you recruit it. I think that's all the information.
Okay, and then, okay, so yeah, this is very helpful because it says to win, we have to steal 6 secrets or collect 6 sacrifices. Or have highest total secrets, sacrifices, and royals when the last royal is recruited.
So I'll say that 45% of the games end with secrets, 45% of the game ends with sacrifices, and 10% of the games end because this royal deck runs out.
Oh, interesting.
Speaking of royals, this row you can kind of ignore at the beginning of the game. These things cost a lot of devotion in order to recruit. And not only that, this number down here says that you have to have collected that many sacrifices before you can even talk to them. So you can't even recruit any royals until you've collected at least 1 sacrifice. So you need to collect sacrifices and get a lot of recruiting power. So not only are secrets and sacrifices the victory conditions, they also help you during the game. The secrets will give you intents that you can use during the game, and the sacrifices will be used in order to recruit royals. And these cards are bananas. They're super powerful, super swingy, game-changing juggernauts. So if you manage to mold your strategy around getting one of those, you are in good shape, especially if you get it early on. In a 3-player game, we play with 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And these we're not playing with.
That's what you're right now with that big pile.
Yeah. So yes, royals are quite difficult to get. And they often will have kind of some strategy, some like more stronger synergies going on. Like this one just really like helps you if you've got mortals. You know, some other ones have some other crazy strategies going on. So, with that, I think, one last thing I need is the first visitor token. Everyone's doing the setup simultaneously, so everyone can go ahead and draw 6 cards, shuffle up your decks, draw 6 cards, and place 3 in your visiting party and 3 in your hosting party. You, as the first person at the table, get the first visitor token. So what that first visitor token, the big advantage there is you're going to get first crack at recruiting on this first round. So you know whatever you put in your visiting party, you're going to have all of these options to buy from. Super excited to be playing this in person.
I know, because you've done both digital and
99% digital. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I can imagine that'd be easier to set up.
Yes, in the digital one I have like, you know, hidden zone so everyone can be looking at the cards all the time. In this it's a little bit different. Once you put them face down you can't like, I mean you can still peek at them but like it's not as easy as just like always knowing what's there. Yeah.
So you can see the entire player.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
See what happens.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Not a lot I can do about it.
Okay, and then one last thing to do. So once you've select your 3 visitors and 3 hosts, you'll also get to pick up your entire intent deck and choose one of those to be your visiting intent for the turn. And you'll put that in your visiting party kind of in this like intent zone.
Okay. Could you tell me what the difference is in intents?
Yes. Yes, in a 3-player game, there's a weird one. There's a crooked finger. So the pointing fingers indicate who you want to visit, but the crooked finger is an invitation that player can't refuse. So those crooked fingers actually overwrite whatever the opponent was trying to do on their turn. So if you invite someone to visit you, they're going to be visiting you. Instead of whatever else they were doing. So you can still only visit one person per turn. Oh, and then the other thing there is the wine glass.
Yes.
That's gets stronger later in the game, I'll say. What that does is it basically, essentially skips your visit. So the cards, if you place that as your visiting intent, the cards in your visiting party won't do anything. You're not going to compare to anyone, you're not visiting anyone, and you don't get to recruit anything on your turn. It's stronger later on, maybe, when you draw only your starting cards and you don't want to like just throw them to the wolves, you know, that they're going to have to get sacrificed because someone's going to have more powerful stuff. And remember, you only have to use 4 of these 5 cards.
Yes.
So I'm here to play a game.
Yeah.
I signed up last night.
Oh,
It's been a while.
yeah, no worries. I mean, same with the rest of us. So, I think, unfortunately, we have most things kind of all set up, ready to go. I know that one in the corner is actually probably in feedback mode because it's not even in 2-player. So, I would say feel free to pull over to there. Marlon, the longer hair.
Yes, and then there's one more thing on that card, that -1 devotion. So that's a drawback for you. So if you invite someone to visit you with one of those cards, you also will have 1 less recruiting power on your turn. So yes, the intents you start with are pretty weak, but then when you start stealing secrets, then you get like upside of like, you know, having more insight or doing other crazy things. And then there's one more thing on the card. So did you select one of your intents? Yeah. So then put it up here at that level symbol. Yes. So another way to remember it is that these intents basically describe what your visiting party is doing. Your hosting party you have no control over. Someone might visit you, someone might not. But this is saying like what you're visiting. I mean, except the invitations throw that out the window. So everyone's made their selections. So this is the big reveal. Everyone can flip over. So everyone's made their selections. So this is the big reveal. Everyone can flip over. So everyone's made their selections. So this is the big reveal. Everyone can flip over. So everyone's made their selections. So this is the big reveal. Everyone can flip over. So everyone's made their selections. So this is the big reveal. Everyone can flip over. So everyone's made their selections. So this is the big reveal. Okay. We're starting off strong. Okay, I really like that visit. It's a risky visit, but you'll have lots of recruiting power. So you are visiting Nicole. Oh, I should know everyone's names. You're Nicole. What's your name? Sebastian. Levi. I'm Garth. Nice to meet you all. I forgot about that part. Okay, so you're visiting Nicole. So what you do is you total up your visiting power, the insight, that blue value, and compare that total insight to Nicole's total hosting power.
Yes. So I have 1 visiting.
I heard they had an open Okay.
And then so you will look at your hosts and add up your total deceit hosting power.
Alright, which my deceit is the purple, so I got 2.
Okay, so you have more deceit than his insight.
Okay.
Which is great for you and bad for you. So now you have to choose one of your visitors to sacrifice to Nicole's sacrifice pile, and she's already 1/6 of the way towards victory. But all is not lost, because that silly messenger that you're losing now out of your deck forever, and you're more likely to draw stronger new cards.
So I believe
Okay to sacrifice.
Yep, so that'll go there, it stays there, make sure not to get that into your deck or anything.
Gotcha.
Okay, so now you have only 4 recruiting power left since this one has been sacrificed. So you can look at things that cost 4 or less, basically anything but the witness.
Okay. Yes. How many of these can I get?
You can buy as many things as you want per turn, although the familiar does say on the card, only the first one that you recruit gets added to your next turn's visiting party.
Got it. Okay.
So you keep in
For the 1 turn.
Yeah.
the
So the second one will go to your discard pile like normal.
Alright, so then you'll draw back up to 5. Oh, you already okay, yep. And now you just
Okay. I'm sorry, this is a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of text here. I don't know if anyone's interested in me kind of giving a spiel about sort of what's going on in the middle here, or if you want to just kind of gather the info for yourself. If you've got any questions about the cards, let me know.
Okay, what does banish do?
Okay, so basically this will let you sort of cycle out cards that are available to recruit in the middle, so that like you can get rid of cards that you know you'll never want or that your opponent really want, and then you'll replace it with a new card from the deck. So when you visit with this, it's going to give you better sort of options. Lets you plus it's a really good visitor. 3 insight plus 3 recruiting power. It's not very good at hosting though.
Okay, I think I'm fine with it.
Yeah, so there you go.
I'll just try this and hope for that.
Yeah, totally. So you've got one really strong visitor. Yeah, you put that in your discard pile. Now we'll replace that with a new card from the top of the deck.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not supposed to pull expensive cards yet. Okay, there we go. And then we go to you.
Okay, and then it was is it a similar thing where it's like, where am I visiting?
Yep. So it looks like you're visiting Levi.
over here. And then we compare my insight to his deceit, right?
Yeah, I have 2.
Okay, I got 3
Okay.
insight.
So you have more insight than his deceit, but not 4 or more insight than his deceit. So that's that like window where nothing happens. No secrets are stolen, nor sacrifices
okay,
made.
by 4 or more. Okay. So if it were 4 or more, I would steal a secret.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is really hard to do at the beginning of the game, but
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so now, since no secrets and sacrifices are made, we just skip right to your recruiting phase. So you can just add up your.
In this specifically, right? And then it's this to buy these?
Yep.
Okay.
One of their viewers is like the But yeah.
No, it's also. It is funny how to play with
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Same
Nice.
thing, discard?
Yep.
And then does this go away?
Not yet until everyone's visited.
Okay, alright. Dennis.
I'm visiting you with 3 deceit.
Yes. I only have 1. So.
Okay. So nothing happens, no secrets or sacrifices, and you can recruit. Oh, let's replace. That is available.
Alright.
So we're down to only. Oh, this came out, so that's a third option for you. That's got a couple of keywords on it. Do you have a? Yeah, you have a good. So on the back of that card is a glossary.
And like people are saying like it's like a real good storage typically. And I'm like, and it means like it's a crit scan.
So that's sort of a versatile card. It's a decent visitor, but like if someone starts building a strong abyssal or mortal strategy, you can like get them by hosting with it.
Yeah.
Does it help?
Now, let's see.
Oh, it's like a base.
Stick with something more generic for now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Just strong always.
And like it's with orb build.
Okay, so now we've resolved everyone's visits. Can someone pull a? Yeah.
And you shuffle
Okay, so we've resolved everyone's visits. So at the end of this round, you scoop all of your visitors and all of your hosts into your discard pile, and you put your intent that you used into your intent discard pile. Draw 6 new cards, and we do it over again.
Alright. I'm gonna host the best party.
Oh, and then we're going to move this over here, so you get to first crack at the cards this time.
Yeah, I'm realizing that it's very important if you start because things can happen where,
Yeah, if you've got very specific, yeah, if you've got specific things you're looking for. How are we looking? Are we actually streaming this?
Yeah, this is live.
Cool.
Between 4 and 5 people watching.
Oh, that's fun. Hi viewers. That means anything you put in your visiting party is sort of wasted. The visitors don't do anything. You don't get to recruit on your turn, and you won't compare your visitors to anyone's hosts.
But then you can still buy things.
No, you won't be able to buy things either. It's basically skipping your turn. You still might get visited yourself, but you're not visiting anyone. Later on, if you start getting worried about people's hosts and you have weak visitors. Oh, and now everyone has drawn a advisor this turn, I believe. The advisor is an interesting card. It says banish. I don't know if anyone that's like played enough deck builders will know that banishing cards from your deck is really strong because that means you're getting rid of weak cards and more likely to draw the stronger cards that you've recruited.
I bought the money part, and then there was like another like philosopher.
Did you already pay for
Okay. All of them look really good. And then I got the town.
Oh yeah, let's do a quick recall. Oh, cool. Oh wait, you have the switch. Yours. No, it's yours. It has all the things. Oh, so you need to keep it in the village. Yes. Okay. I'll do that while we wait for more people to show up.
Now,
Your turn, sorry.
Christian, I'll look for more people because I know we have some floating around.
Oh, it's okay. Well, so Johnson will probably play with mine, and then I feel the first coming, so I think it's at least one other person, that'd be great. Martin said he would be interested afterwards, so I want to make sure he gets a couple playtesting before he comes. So he's doing his second one right now, so.
It kind of depends, like, I don't know when you're looking to play. I know Side Kids is about like a couple hour game, right? Or 1 hour?
And like 2 hours.
Yeah, okay. So if you're looking for something shorter.
Testing out this cut down
Probably around 3.
Sorry, did you say you brought a game too? Did you say you brought a game too, or?
I did bring a game.
Oh, okay. Do you have something you're working on? Oh, nice. Okay.
I've never actually gotten so far as to this point.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Cool.
this is a good place to start, really.
This is a good example of what not to do. Just kidding. I hope you have one. Looks like everyone's set. So the big reveal.
People are. What? Okay.
Okay.
All visiting. All right.
All right. Good. So everyone gets to trigger their advisors once, which is good. Okay. So we start with your visit.
Okay. So this is my. No, hold on. My visiting party going to Levi.
Oh, well, no, that's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Going to Sebastian.
Yeah, that's a good way to do
I
it.
only have one hosting, so.
Okay.
So before we do the stat comparison, we resolve any effects. Starting with any effects on visitors. You don't have any. Then we'll go to the hosts and see if there's any effects.
Yes. One hosting, banish one of your hosts, or banish
Yep.
from your Discord.
Yep.
I can banish one of these guys.
Yep. And then you can just like throw it over here or something, just out of the game forever.
Cool.
There you go. Okay. So now we do the stat comparison.
Okay, gotcha. And so I have the one. Is it insight? Yeah,
One insight.
Alright.
Ooh.
And
Only one deceit.
One deceit.
Yeah.
So if it's tied, nothing happens. Right?
Yes, so you get away with this risky visit. You're gonna have 5 to spend, and you can spread that amongst multiple cards if you'd like.
Okay. So let's go. Ooh, there's a spendy one though. So you never know. Okay, just
Just a really nice host.
yeah, I was gonna say. Oh my god. Hosting. Mortals in there. Okay. Alright. Worms, gotta love worms. Hosting with familiar. Alright. Yeah, let's do some. Well, actually no. Let's do the big good host. Okay.
The big witness. All right.
And this refills immediately. Okay.
There we go. Still too early for expensive cards.
Try again.
Put that.
There we go.
Okay. How expensive was it?
So
7?
in the first 2 rounds, anything that costs 6 or more will shuffle in after the 2 rounds.
Gotcha. Okay. That's fine.
Yep. Looks like your business is Cole.
And so I'm looking at I'm looking at this.
So first you can do your advisor's effect.
All right. So banish one of your hosts or banish a con.
Super. Oh, that's sweet. It's gonna be really good for you.
So I'll banish one of the pawns. Also.
Okay, nice. Okay, so that was good for you, but it's even better for you because you add up your total insight.
And then I'm done.
So what happens now is you get to take a look through this entire secrets pile here.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was the threshold.
4 or more, yeah. That's really hard to do on the first 2 turns, but
Well, when you put nothing down.
yeah.
That's kind of what happened.
and then you'll have access. So then that'll go into your intent discard pile, and once you've reset intents after round 4, you'll have access to that for the rest of the game. Okay, and that's public knowledge which one you took, which is there you go. Cool.
So is that something that gives effects?
Yep.
And does that give like him an effect then?
Yeah, so when he uses that as his intent for the turn, he's gonna get that extra recruiting power on that turn.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you stole a secret, but your turn is not over. You still get to recruit with your devotion. Cool. And then instead of putting that in your discard pile, you can basically like maybe tuck it under your. What I like to do is like tuck it under your mat, to let people know that it's like, or like up here or something. It's going to be in your next round's visiting party.
We are looking for another one
Perfect.
here. It is a little bit of a
Okay, yeah, and then you are visiting over here.
But if you're interested, I think we do have 2 or 3 players already.
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, cool.
Yep, you get to recruit for 3.
Yeah.
Still some good 3s out there.
Okay, I will be right back. I'm going to find the host for this game because I think we have players.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, right back.
Cool when hosting.
Oh, I'm sorry, what's your name?
So this is the court.
Yep.
Cool.
So you want to be
Cool. I'll take this one.
Nice. Okay. That's everyone.
And so this is your last card that you're giving to somebody. If anyone else wants, I got a second game to set up if you're interested in. Yeah, I don't know if that's like start a new game. If anyone wants to join a game, we'll set another one up. Cole, if you want to join.
Oh, I'm in one, but I'll get there next round.
Nice.
All right, and then we're all these.
Would you like to join
Interesting. I really like it.
Okay, so now something exciting is happening. We have all run out of a deck. At this point, yeah, you've all got it. You're going to shuffle up your discard pile. That becomes your new deck. Also, at this point, I'm shuffling these expensive pawns back into.
Yeah, in the Packers hat, Woodrow will be able to let you know if it's really nice or not. Maybe it's more for like the 4 player.
Remember each turn it is.
Thanks, guys.
To clarify, I still draw 6. It's just like
Yes, so that'll be a 7th one. So you'll still have to place 3 from your hand in your visiting party. So you'll have 4 visitors this turn.
I know some of them were looking for a little bit of a shorter one, but you said you was doing one.
Well, I don't know what my friends are. They didn't say anything else out there.
Oh, okay.
I may need more than good.
Okay, no worries. No worries.
Well, I'm gonna message them now to see where they're at.
Yeah, I mean, we're only an hour in.
True, but again, if we're not short of the speed up there, let's finish it next time. Fill out the critters.
Do you ever get to put more than 3? Is it?
Yes, so this very turn, he's going to have a familiar, so he's going to have 4.
Oh, that's right. You can always buy familiar.
Yep. This is another example of something that gets added to your next turn's visiting party, so that'll be a 4th. And you can have infinite. I've seen a visiting party of 11.
Whoa. Okay. Right. Yeah. Shoot for the stars.
Oh yeah, everyone used their kind of strong recruiting power cards not early, so now everyone's going to be inviting people. We're going to get complicated.
Yeah.
Perfect. Looks like everyone's set, so we can do the big reveal. Okay, this is why I love 3-player games. Now we have to figure out where everyone's visiting. Okay, so you're trying to go that way, but is anyone inviting you? Yes, you're invited. Okay, you're coming anyway. Okay. Okay, so so you still visit over that way.
visiting 3, visiting power. No, it's great to visitation.
I mean, visiting power is 2.
Okay.
That's happening there.
Yay. I mean, for me at least.
Yeah. That 5 spending.
5 spending.
You can play.
All right, so you've got a couple mortal things going on in there. I like it. Okay, that's your visit. Then we go to you. You're trying to visit this way, but you're actually getting invited by Nicole.
Oh, is that what that's what that thing
Yep.
is? Like you're forced.
I gotta come to you.
Oh, you're also, yes, you're right. Okay, so 2 people are inviting you, so that's when we look at the number. The higher number is what Oh, so you actually are going that way because it has a higher number.
Cool.
That's a very corner case, but happened to happen just now. So
Okay.
fun.
Cool. All right. So that means.
So that means you're gonna compare against his hosts.
Okay. So I have 1, 2, 5 visiting.
Okay, so we'll do your win hosting effect.
Alright, I'm doing it then.
So you can just throw that up there. Okay, and now you have so much insight against his no deceit, so you get to steal a secret from his secrets pile there.
Okay.
I made no attempt to defend.
Yeah.
I'm sure one to see. What can I do?
Yep. Okay, so everyone's got at least a 1 victory condition going so far.
And it just goes into the.
Yep, into your discard pile. Yep, perfect.
All right.
And then you get to do the seamstress effect.
Yes. After visiting, banish a pawn from the corpse. So banish one from the.
Yep.
Does this still affect Sebastian or no? Because
No, so that always applies to the person playing it. So you have one.
so I have one myself.
I'll banish this guy.
Okay.
Cool art, but I can't afford it. So I'll guess.
I'm glad you said that. That's like my favorite piece of art. The D board.
Okay.
So you would have 5, but -1, so only 4.
I'll just take you and this familiar.
Well, that costs 3, so that's a total of 5. You can't quite do that.
You're right. I hate it. Alright. So might as well just get a 4 then.
This wording on the shaman is complicated. I have updated that in the current card file, but this is the old card file. Basically, it lets you recruit before you do the stat comparison, so your opponent can't mess with you. You know how much you're going to have to spend, like, right away. Like, you're definitely, whatever you put in your visiting party, that's how much devotion you're going to have to spend. No matter what your opponent does to try to mess with you.
I'll just take this.
Nice.
Hope it's good.
Okay.
Alright, so no one is
No, that sucks. I know.
That's alright, but I'm I visiting? Or
Yes, you're visiting that way. Yes.
Okay. Gotcha. It's just this thing affects me. This
Yeah.
one still shows I'm visiting, and this would force people to visit if that's not
Except in this particular case, his invitation was stronger.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, so my insight, right? So I'm looking at here, visiting power. We have 1, 2, 3. That's fine because this is about buying.
So you add up your hosting power again, but we know that's just 2, so you get away with it.
Yeah, all right. And then when I'm going to buy, this is actually very important because I would lose 1. So it's 1 devotion for each abyssal visitor. Or my abyssal visitor. Okay, so we got 2. These will each give me 2. So we got.
And he pumps up himself too. So.
Oh, and himself.
Yeah.
So I think it is 5 though.
Yep. 6 minus 1. 5 to spend.
All right. So I could get that ridiculous looking thing, but familiars are kind of cool, right? When recruited, move this to the next round recruiting party. Do that. And then I can get this.
So the glossary.
Oh, sorry.
There's a glossary on the back of that card that's relevant for this since it's got a couple keywords on it. And in the final print, these are going to be twice as big, these cards.
Is a primordial another player?
No, Primordial is, all the cards are Primordials.
Actually, familiars are fun, but I like let's do this.
Alright. It's kind of got a pretty strong kind of abyssal thing going on. I like it.
Yeah, look kind of fun.
Okay.
Ooh, alright.
Alright, so that was everyone's visit, so we scoop everything into the discard pile. And this is the last round of intense before we get to reset. So everyone's down to only 2 options at this point. Skip your visit entirely or invite someone over.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know where I put my other stuff. Thank you. I'll get you some more people. I think there's some people floating around. Forgot the voting box.
Ah.
Voting box that I would put these in. And I forgot to
You are the voting
I
box.
am the voting box right
That was coming back to me yet, so I actually might, they haven't got back to me yet, so I don't know when they're coming, so I might need to
now. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because I know actually the Mario announcement is wrapped up, so I might have some people that might be looking for another game, and I think the Fates and Favors, they've been playing for a bit, so they're either close or they're finishing a second game.
Okay, I mean, I can pay if I have to, I was supposed to, but
I think we have enough people, which is now getting it at the time, so
right. Yeah, I want to make sure that's what their game did, but it's like, I was worried that we do like sharp replacements.
no, not according to the RCP,
Right.
it's different than I think we've had
Which
before.
is cool in some ways, but also it's like, well, yeah, that's how I was like, I want to use my game for later, so I want to be sure. But it's like everyone did. I mean, that's great though. I'm happy to watch the show.
Yeah, and I think, people are kind of here for the box today, so we'll probably get there.
Yeah. Did you find out anything about like how long it is?
Oh, I have not yet. I need to ask Dylan up there.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, I will totally get that.
I was actually I thought we were gonna be in the other room back there.
I thought so too, and I mixed up which room was which.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh, your turn. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I
You're
didn't
good.
even ask you a billion questions on your turn.
Ah, okay.
It's good. It's a lot, but I'm enjoying it.
That's the main thing.
Okay. Thanks for your patience.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, everyone's set. Is anyone skipping their visit? I'm intrigued to see if that comes up.
Not.
I would never.
I would never.
I want people to come
Yeah.
and enjoy.
Yeah, I would hate to be a bad host and turn someone away.
Yeah. Right. Okay, a lot of invites again. You're trying to visit this way. Are you being
I got before now.
Yeah, no one's inviting you, so you just go where you intended to go.
Oh, okay. Cool. Alright, but then special.
Yeah.
I'm taking the fighting courage.
Okay.
I'm also trying to
Yours is not.
Oh, yours is higher, so in this case, she's gonna actually go
Bring
visit
it to
you.
me. Because this one is more just general feedback.
Oh, which is gonna be good for you. Nice.
maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, first you're the first visitor, so first we'll do we resolve your visit first.
Visit.
So Nicole's got the first effect, which is her advisor in her hosting party there.
Okay.
So we'll see what she wants to do.
First, then.
Yep. Okay. So you are being visited. You've got an effect.
All right. When hosting, banish one of your hosts, or which would be these guys
Yep.
here, or banish a pawn. I mean, oops. Well, I'll do a pawn if I have it. Yeah. Another one there. Okay. But yeah, my hosting is very low. I got two hosting.
Cool. I have only one visitor.
Okay.
Okay, so nothing happens.
Oh, something happens. You have more deceit than his insight.
So I get rid of
Yep, you'll have to sacrifice something to her sacrifice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Because of her.
Yeah. Okay, now you're 1/3 of the way towards victory by sacrifice already.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I saw this on the Steelers website and I was curious about what's first to Playtest have come to.
Oh,
So,
perfect.
Sweet.
Yeah, so all these are locally designed games.
Okay.
Where it's mostly kind of drop-in, so it's free to play.
okay.
And then we have feedback form or different feedback designers there.
Okay.
We have a couple of games that have these special contest.
Okay.
So if you're interested, Shaping Favor will be wrapping up soon with players. We also are looking for some people for this longer show-up dice rolling game if you're interested.
Okay. Sure.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so then we go to your visit.
Yes, and I am trying to go this way.
You're being invited by both people, and his invitation is stronger, so you're actually visiting that one.
Okay, here we go. Because I got the two.
Yeah, and he's got a couple effects that happen before we even do that.
I'm just taking from here to here, to it.
Okay.
So I would have.
Yeah.
I'll bench this guy.
Okay. 2 to 2.
Okay, woo.
Just barely.
Yeah, good. I'm not, and no one's getting sacrificed. Cool, but I'm still, I have 3. Maybe I could have done better there. But that's okay. Ooh.
As the person with sacrifices, getting a high recruiting power.
Yeah, okay.
Exciting. Okay, and then we go to you. You are invited by Nicole, so you can. So you've got. You have an effect.
That's right. So it's when hosting. Oh, because I hosted another person.
Yeah, hosting 2 people in a turn is going to be strong. You can really get a nice thin deck here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another con. Here we go.
All right.
But I got 2 hosting.
Just 2. Okay.
Okay.
That's nothing. Yep. Oh, let's get a new one out too. Oh my gosh, another big expensive one. All right, Slipstream. Okay, that's everyone's visit. So this is the last kind of new feature of the game. Whenever everyone has only 1 intent left in their intent deck, which is right now, everyone gets to basically look at all the intent cards they have access to, which means the 5 that you started with, plus any secrets that you have stolen, and then choose 5 of those to like reset into your intent deck. And leave those spares in your intent discard.
Okay, but if you don't have any,
You haven't stolen a secret, so you don't have any choices.
But I do get all of them.
Yep, you'll get them all back. Yep. And if you don't have enough cards in your deck to draw the full 6, you'll just draw as many as you can, and then shuffle up and draw the rest. Yep.
Oh yeah.
And now we are in full swing. Some people have some exciting secrets they can use. If Nicole gets to 8 devotion somehow, she's got all sorts of nasty options in the middle.
Pretty straightforward.
We'll find out.
That's what these sacrifices are good for.
Oh dear. I forgot about that.
Okay.
Move around the board. I think it was that.
But the game I wasn't confident the base and all the tables are going to be. So, sorry about all those things. Alright, so, this is cooperative.
I think I made a mistake. One of my cards brought the familiar over here, but I don't put it back in my deck.
I think it might be that one.
No?
Oh.
I had a different one.
Oh, yeah, so so it's true. When you move a card to your hosting party, it acts as if it's in your hosting party. So it'll get shut, like, at the end of the turn, it's, like, now yours. It's in your deck now. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Got it.
tournament style.
So that sculptor is going to just be adding familiars to your deck, which is
So the victors get a victory point for the
keep the
win,
school from going under.
and they get a bonus point for the number of rival
To
columns
stop
that are
until
still
left
left out.
before time runs out.
So you would have, in your win, you would have gotten these two. Sometimes you might have had, or sorry, any number of rival columns left out. So if the rival is here, you still get the victory point, but not the.
the average length of this game is 13 rounds, just for people's reference.
I mean, that's a good number for kind of the,
Yeah.
you know, Eldritch, right?
Yeah.
Creepy kind of-
But it can go much shorter, not usually much longer, but it can go shorter if someone starts, I don't know, doing something crazy. This is round 5.
Right now, only 4
You're gonna have to have a sidebar.
And I don't know, I'm not, not to say my hand specifically, I'm not quite there yet, but we're probably getting into the realm that we can maybe start buying these, possibly.
You're the only one with sacrifices, although,
Oh, is that the only way to get access?
yep, so you can look at anything that costs 2 or less sacrifice. You don't have to lose these forever, it's just like in order to talk to them, you have to have proven your,
But you have to have this.
yeah, and the devotion, yeah.
Okay, no, maybe not quite there yet.
Not quite there yet,
It's a
okay.
hefty price. Okay. Are we revealing?
I think so, yep. Oh, maybe. Oh, not quite, okay.
No, not yet, not yet.
Oh, okay, exciting. So we start with your visit. You are being invited.
Oh, I'm being invited. All right, cool. That's happening. So my visiting is 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's for buying. So I just got 3 visitors.
I have one devotion and basket.
All right, nice. Okay. No secrets, no sacrifices, and then you get to recruit.
All right. And then while recruiting, I have 1 devotion for each of these. Oh, and that. So it's just 6. Which
Yeah.
is awesome. Okay, but it's still.
6 is a little bit of an awkward number.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll now get into the familiar game. So I'll do this for. It's gonna be for next time, right? And then maybe. Okay, yeah. And then we'll do it. Cool.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, that was a fun visit. Now we go to you. You're not being invited, so you just go to where you're pointing.
Okay.
For, how much we call it? Visit for insight.
Yeah. Well, thankfully I got 2 deceits. So
Okay, you've
no,
guarded your
no-
secrets.
No stealing.
Yeah.
No stealing secrets yet.
And then on the first one,
Only gives me 2 options.
so I did the
I need to take a picture of this thing when we play.
Oh my God, I definitely need a picture as well.
If people are okay with me getting an in action shot.
Go ahead.
Perfect.
So let me reveal the first. So the reason why the cards are separated is because eventually they're gonna build like their dumb titles like the best three.
Okay, my turn.
Blah, blah, blah.
Everyone cool with being on cam?
Yeah. And eventually when you go with the order from left to right, you have to be in that matching building in order to contribute to
screw him over and then.
but like I said before, there are monsters.
Right. And you're still purchasing, right?
Yeah, the thing about my battle was
Yeah.
Almost every location has a significant. But you can't leave that location. It's
registering now.
Oh, okay. Should I like put that down? Okay.
But like I said, everything in this game is like cost. On the box.
That was the one that Garth mentioned that it was rewritten recently, right? Okay, yeah. To be, I think it still has the same ability, but might be better understood. It's the shaman, right?
Oh yes, so yes, the wording is a little complex there. The way it's worded, yeah, okay, yeah, it's worded correctly. It's just I've simplified the wording, but basically, when you visit with that, basically buy or recruit before you do the stat comparison, before any win hosting effects happen. So it's really safe to assume that you're going to have as much to recruit with as you like put in your party. Your opponent can't mess with you. So if you visit with that and like an emissary and a messenger, you know you're gonna have 8 to spend. Unless you have less insight than their deceit, in which case you'll have to lose one. That will let you buy before you lose it.
And then you would gain stats, which I've already put in the stick with this. And the way stats, they work in strength and value. So like a monster, you use an athletics report.
Okay, nice. Okay. Oh, this is going to be exciting.
I'll be visiting you.
So you get to trigger your advisor again.
See that you're going to steal from me anyway. You take a sacrifice, which card does he take? Just one of these, or does that matter?
So he's going to get to steal a secret from you, not one of your
Oh, that's the other way around.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get rid of this guy.
There you go.
Then I still love you.
Yep. So that means that the turn you use that, you basically can start looking at royals that cost one, like that adds like 1 sacrifice.
Thank you for letting me skip some
And you've got a lot to spend.
Yes. Yes. So much.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
So first you get to do the seamstress thing to get rid of a card if you want.
Here's a card from the court. What does captivate mean again?
So Captivate turns its visiting and hosting power to 0, and Silence turns its recruiting power to 0.
Okay, that's just a mean card. 8.
So someone may want to
Yeah, let's get rid of these.
Okay.
Interesting.
you enter their room and enter the room and flip over on that. Same with the kids, once you clear up the room of all the monsters, the kid is revealed, and you know the kid is.
Interesting.
But since John doesn't really know the advisor that he's got right now, he might just go for some like something of a mystery or maybe gathering of mystery. Yeah, and so you can go with it. Mostly because they have a flash. So athletics.
Oh yeah.
The new one?
Yeah.
That was a pretty big one, yeah.
Okay, the Admiral. That is everybody. Sweet. Okay, now we're rolling. I think everyone's got a good hang of this game. It can theoretically go pretty quickly if
Everyone has a good idea what
Yeah.
they're doing. Yeah, I can see that.
Oh hey, what's up?
Are you also looking for a game? There's like an insider.
So has the entire play cycle of this happened now?
Yes.
Alright guys, we're gonna pause for about 10 minutes and go set up another game. There's a lot of this one. Is there anywhere they can find out more information about this game online?
PrimordialSecrets.com, coming to Kickstarter in 2 months.
Alrighty.
Go ahead. Yeah. All right. Yeah. So this is insider trading. The idea is that you're cider makers, and you're trying to find the best year's cider, but you have some secret insider information, which you know. So you know that apples are going to be in this year, or something like that. And so the information in everyone's hands determines which types of fruit are worth points at the end of the game, and then the stuff in the middle, because we're all going to have one. Okay. The stuff in the middle is worth negative points. Stuff in your hands is worth positive points. So let me explain real quick how it works. So we're going to start with a hand of 10 cards. I'll just do an example. It's about 10. How it works, it's a hand management auction game. So that means that we are going to be trying to get the best fruits from the top of the deck. So actually that's bad example. Fruit, there we go. So we are going to be auctioning for this pear first, for example. So maybe I want this pear a little bit, so I'm gonna 3 mango, and then someone could up it. Someone could be like, okay, well I'm gonna do 4 for that. So you can play multiple cards. You're like, okay, 5.
So the number is the most important part.
Yeah, the number. Yeah. The number is what you're bidding for this pair. So it keeps going until everyone passes, because you have to either up it or pass. You can't play lower. And then whoever played the highest one, they take it, they discard. This goes in their cellar in front of them, which is like a tableau just laid out in front of you. And then everyone else who lost their bids go in their cellar. So that's how you get cards from your hand to your cellar. You have to lose an auction in order to put cards from your hand to your cellar. So you bid this, you would lose this, and you're in this. Yeah, and so these would all go in our cellar. And then since you won, you would flip up the top and you do the first auction. So that's kind of how it works. We keep going till the deck runs out. Once the deck runs out, we shuffle up, deal out again, do a second round. Once the deck runs out a second time, the game ends.
Okay, and do we draw back up?
Yeah, so after, at the end, once the deck runs out the first time, you draw back up to 7. So the first round is 10, then the second one is 7.
Alright,
so
sounds fun.
Yeah, okay. So let me quickly explain how scoring works, so you know how that works. So you're a pretty good example. So let's say in a future round, we were bidding for this 2-barrel or something. In order to press in, so these are just in your cellar. They're not pressed into ciders yet. You still need to press them. So in order to press them, you need to get 3 in a row, at least 3 in a row. You could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would press them all together, put them in your score pile. And these score at the end of the game.
Okay.
So immediately when you take that card, you can press it. After you press it, you draw 2 cards as like a little, like you're replenishing your hand a little bit. So these score. Then we would keep going, right? And you could like press multiple ciders and things. Let's see. How scoring works is, so let's say at the end of the game, we had, where's the last, there we go, mango. All right, so you have mango, you have pear. These are secret, I don't know them. I have apple in my hand. These 2 are face down in the center. So we flip these up at the end of the game. So since you pressed an apple, that would be 3 points for you. But since you actually here we go. Since let's say you had this 3 mango, that would be another 3 points for you. But if you had a blueberry or blackberry, it's probably in my hand. There we go. So it'd be negative 3 points for you.
Okay.
So like in this example, where'd that 3 go? There we go. This would be 3 points, right? Because it's 6 minus 3. However, there are shorts, which are the 1 in each suit.
Okay.
So shorts work by reversing whatever score you would have gotten. So if let's say you had this in your hand, that would be +4 instead of the -3 that it would. If you -3, +4. Yeah, it flips all of them in your ciders.
Okay.
So that's the insider. It's kind of like stock part of it. Like originally, this started out as a game just about stocks, and now it's turned into different.
The cider thing.
Yeah.
What does a barrel do?
So yeah, these are secret. They're hidden in the middle, but you can deduce them by how people are bidding. Yeah, like see what people want. So let's say actually instead that you had a blackberry in your hand, this would be -4 because you got it wrong. You thought they were in the middle, so it flips the whole thing.
Yeah.
Even if it was positive, it goes negative. It was negative, it goes positive.
If it's in your hand, not if it's in your.
No, it has to be in your pressed ciders, not just in your cellar. So
Like for this example, they're both in the same price.
yeah.
But if there was like a separate price.
Oh yeah. All of your ciders kind of get mixed into one. I don't have a thematic reason for it yet, but if you could think of one, that would be great. Okay, so last thing is Fizz and Barrels. So Fizz is kind of just nothing. You can bid with Fizz, but you can't, and you can press with Fizz, but it doesn't score. Barrels also are nothing, but if a barrel comes up and you flip it up when we're trying to auction, then you can take any card from the discard pile and add it to that auction. So it's kind of a way, if someone got rid of, like bid something that you wanted, and you can go through the discard pile and be like, actually, I wanted that. And so you put it, and it gives away some information, which ones you might want. So that's the idea. One last thing, I don't know if I mentioned, you have 10 cards in your hand, but you can also bid from a combination of your hand and cellar. I don't know if I explained that. So like on my turn, if I was leading the auction, it was like a 5 blueberry, I could be like this, and I could say I'm gonna bid 5. Yeah, you can do 2 at the same time, and it can be from your cellar, so face down and face up in front of you. So it's not just from your hand is where your bids come from. Okay, cool. I think.
Okay, so you can do a combination of hands and cellar.
Hands and cellar, yeah. So one strategy might be if a 6 comes up and no one's bidding highly for it, maybe you want to bid like a low number, and so you can get that, and because it's just a higher number. It's like less money for more money, kind of thing. So that's the idea. All right.
I'm excited to give it a go.
Yeah. Any questions here?
No, I think yeah.
Cool. All right.
The only thing worth any points are the cards in your hand.
The only thing for what?
The only thing worth points are the cards that we don't get.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
And then the cards in the middle are negative.
Yeah.
We only know
Yeah. So the ciders score points based on what cards are in people's hands. Cool. All right.
How many different fruits are there?
Oh yeah, so there's 5 different fruits. Actually, I'll show you. And it goes 1 through 6 in these 5 suits. So there's 6 apples, 6 blueberries, all of these. And then there are also 6 barrels and 6 fizz, 1 through 6. All right. Let's keep going.
And the rest of them are narrowing down. I have these little charts here that tell you what each drop is. And by narrowing it down, you can be like, oh, keep focused on this now. Like this one thinks me like 2 like but if she has a mix, you don't have to really worry about playing this normally.
All right, and here's your secret information. And there's 2 in the center.
Fizz was nothing, barrels were what again?
Fizz is nothing, but you can bid and also build with it. Build a cider. Barrel is if it comes up here, like in your hand, it's nothing. But if it comes up here, you can take a card from the discard pile and add it to that auction. So it's not just a 2 barrel, but maybe it's a 2 barrel and a 3 pair, which you choose from the discard All right. So, does anyone want to start? I could start if it's.
Yeah, you give it a go.
All right. I'll give it a go. So 2 blueberry. Okay. Knowing what I know. Oh, actually, I totally forgot. I just changed a rule and I totally forgot. So, actually, this information, not just yours, we place it in between 2 people. So slide it over to your left. So now you can look at 2 cards. So I'll look at this one. Okay. So now we know 2 cards. Cool. All right.
I like that.
Yeah. All right. Knowing that, I'm gonna bid. I'll bid 2.
I threw this out.
I know a thing or 2 about blueberries. Blueberries, I did 6.
Okay.
Then the slipstream.
Ooh.
This counts as a red.
I'll pass.
So thank you for
So you can do
I think I was on the stream, like because the cable is running across
So I pass. You can.
Okay.
So you can add. So you can add something to this. You can't like change your bid. So you can
I'm
like
just gonna leave it.
leave it. Okay. So that means you win it. Yep. Discard that. Take that. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that's public knowledge. Yep.
make the area playable.
All right. And no, you keep your hand. Keep your hand. But you flip over the next one.
Oh, because you won?
Because you won, yeah. So you stick with your hand until the deck runs out, and then you'll redraw up to 7.
Oh, there's a typo on this.
What was all the gear?
Yep, everything worked. I went back and bid walking back
Oh, the 2.
15 minutes
Okay.
of it, jumping around, everything. No latency, everything.
All right. I'll go with 3.
And I can throw this in my bid if I want.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
So I'm gonna bid those together.
7. Okay. I'll pass also. You got it.
Okay, now we're gonna flip this over. Oh, my favorite. I love mango. Alright.
Okay, maybe that might be a mango. I don't know.
I'm gonna do.
Okay, so now
I'm gonna throw a 4 in there.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
5.
I bring over the bottle.
Oh, okay. I'll go with 6.
I'm gonna pass.
You're gonna pass? Yeah.
Well, I'm definitely gonna
Here,
3 more. All right, so you're at 8. I'm gonna pass. You got that. Discard those. And now I got 3 in a row, so I can press.
So you're pressing.
I'm gonna press 2 barrels and a blueberry. Set this aside.
Barrels worth points at the end, or
No, they're worth nothing. Just like Fizz. Yeah. But then now since I press, I get to draw 2 cards. So once you press, and then, but you won, so you get to flip. We do the next. 5 Fizz.
Everyone wants that.
Yeah. Well, if you need, well, actually, Marlon does, right? Oh, actually, I forgot. I didn't. My name's Jonathan. Let me.
I'm Jonathan. I'm Marlon.
Marlon. Terrell.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We just played each other's, or
Yeah.
I just played Marlon's game a second ago, so.
So I was kind of in on the name.
Yeah.
I had some insider trading on the name
Exactly.
going on.
Some insider information.
Well, I'll start this with 1 barrel.
1 barrel. Okay.
Much better than that.
Yeah. I have a feeling, Marlon, You might want. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Do I want the Fizz?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't.
Do I have to bet, or can I just pass?
You can just pass right off the bat if you want it.
Everyone passes.
The leader has to bid, so you have to. The person who flips it over has to bid, even if it sucks.
You're doing a 3-er?
Yeah, I'll do a 3. It would let you press. That's the thing.
I'm
Okay.
passing. I don't want the Fizz.
Okay.
I'm passing. I only produce quality
All right. No fizz, no added fizz. All right, so I take this. It's a good deal, 3 for 5. All right. So now I flip. Let's go for sure 4 for 4. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna throw on a 5.
Okay.
I'll throw out a 6.
When he moves, he can
8.
theoretically move this here.
There's no effects that are. There's a effect on cards that's gonna hurt you.
I'm gonna pass.
So these bridges are what happened when you hit these on like that? Then your guy goes here. And then you can go.
Dang. All right.
So like blueberries.
I'm so sorry I didn't read this.
Blueberries.
Yeah. 9. Okay.
Oh my gosh, you almost
10.
did lucky.
Okay. Yeah, I knew you. You get to put all that in your. But it's mostly 1s. You can't. Oh, I mean, actually, you got so many 2s. Oh, uh-oh.
Can I press right now?
I didn't see that. Yeah. So press right now. Yeah. Draw 2. Also, keep your press sliders face up just so people can see like which suits you've gone for. I'd like to keep like as much. Like we have enough hidden information already. We don't need. Yeah.
All right.
Cool. So I just won that one, right? So I flip this one. 2. All right. I'll go. Dang. I hate pairs too. Pairs are good though. Pairs are kind of like they're like I hate pairs, but they're like if you have the right pair. You know what I'm saying? Every once in a while. $5 pair.
Really just like pairs. And a 6 blackberry.
I don't trust that. I don't trust you dislike pairs with this 6 blackberry.
I don't want any pairs on my side. I'll pass.
Okay. I'll pass as well. You got it.
Okay. I get my little pair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add some flavor to my cider once it's pressed. I do like mangoes.
Yeah.
For me, at least, when it's like,
You're an expert at mangoes already.
I'm a mango expert. Yeah. I'm gonna throw
I usually go for like, okay, this one.
7 down.
7. Wow.
So the house is like 6 for movement. And then I'll say my 4, 3, 4, whatever else.
I'll pass as well because I don't want you to do 2, 3, 4.
You got my mangoes?
Okay. All right. You go first.
3.
I'm going to throw 3 pairs.
3 pair? You're gonna. Pass. All right. I'm gonna go for 6.
Okay.
Wait, my visiting power is over these guys.
It's even stronger because this effect happens first.
7. Well, I'm just gonna blow you out of the water. 11.
So what this does literally is switch your current insight and visibility. So that effect was happening basically.
12? I'll pass. You got it. All right. But I'm gonna press. So 4, 5, 6.
I'm making the tastiest cider.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
All right, and now we do shuffle this now.
Yeah. So now this is out. We shuffle the discard pile.
Okay.
Count up how many cards you have. 1. All right. Cards you have between your cellar and your hand. So
I have to sacrifice a visit already.
you got 8. You have what?
7 cards.
No. It's just cellar and hand. So I have 4 as well. Sorry. I'll talk to you at the end about that. I just realized because it sucks because I think you were banking on drawing a bunch of cards, right? And then you don't.
Or a 4.
Yeah. Maybe I should do. Maybe just everyone gets to draw a certain set number of cards. I'll do that. I'll talk to you at the end about that though. See what you think. Okay. 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So you wouldn't get any additional cards because yeah, exactly. It's 7 include like cellar and hand because that's kind of your hand. That's like your second hand basically. So you could draw 3 because you got. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, who just won?
I think I just won.
You just won the one
I wanna pay.
for a massive cost of 12.
It's worth it. It's the best pair.
Yeah.
It's a juicy and nice pair.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. What if we thought? So he's currently he's we don't figure out.
All right. I'll pass. You got it. If you you guys are fighting it out.
It doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you. It's affecting her.
Okay.
She would have had 4 and now
Press this juice.
Nice.
Draw 2 cards.
Yeah, you draw 2 cards.
But everyone who's going to set the board is something that you're set. You know,
All right. I'm gonna do.
everything you do spend was going to your everything you didn't use was spent, and then you kind of refresh at the next turn.
I'll do 3.
So the board is cleared off. And that's yeah, as long as it's not locked, we're drawing it to down.
I'll pass. Okay.
Yeah, we open that. Yeah. Correct. So now, before everyone rolls those,
All right.
let's pick a new leader.
So I flip up this next one. I'm gonna start with a 5. Let's do it.
Behind a 5. And that's
6.
Okay. So I'll pass as well. You got it.
And then I flip this, and I can only bid with what's down here.
Yeah, exactly.
And I have to bid something.
You have to bid something. Yeah.
yeah, Robin is not drawn again. Yeah, we just did that. How did that too? Yeah.
I'll go 5.
All right. Okay.
All right.
And then you would roll again.
Flip this. All right. So it's a barrel. So that means I get to choose which one of these we're going to be going for as well. I think I can win this one. So we're also going to be going for a black pair. So now we're going for those 2. All right. So I'm going to start with 6.
So basically, first they'll spawn the buildings with a student will spawn phobia a single building. So for example, right now we're in round. So the horde is only 1 right now. So if you would,
9.
for example, all the buildings
Go 10.
You're gonna spawn a phobia. This is probably just a reminder.
11. No.
12. You're gonna pass. Alright. And 12. I think. Yeah, I'll go for 15. Right? Because. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. Sorry. That's 13, right? 10? 13, sorry.
Alright, I'll pass.
Okay. Alright, so I discard all of these for this, but it's worth it. I can press a beautiful cider. And so I draw 2. And then flip it. Second to last round, there's only 1 card left. And make sure you get your ciders in.
Alright, do you bid first?
Yeah, I bid first. I'll go 1.
That's fine, sacrifice.
And some blind ones too. So you could possibly deal more damage.
I'll pass.
Oil that costs more than 4 sacrifices. So now.
But you just took that was his turn. Use 5 cards, so like.
I have to pass. I'm going to pass on that one.
Oh wow. I don't want to press that.
So you lose these, right? Can I put these in my discard?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I draw 2 cards.
And then you draw 2 cards, and that's the game.
I produced the greatest cider right
The
there.
greatest single
This is the
cider.
best cider you can have in the game.
You are a craft brewer.
It's the mango, apple, 3, 4, 5.
What was that?
This, can we reveal?
Yeah, we reveal it now. Yeah, let's score. Oh, it was apple? I swear that was mango. I swear you were.
I thought that one was mango.
Oh, you thought it was oh, because yeah. All right.
I knew the pears were bad.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
pears were gonna be bad.
So okay. So that was blackberry, blueberry, and apple scored. Mango, pear, negative.
So I got 6.
You got 6.
I'm negative points.
Ooh, because of the mangoes. Okay, wait. I'm gonna. Sorry, 1 sec. Let me get my paper out to write this down.
You got -9.
Don't worry. I got
Negative 10.
This is often how
Oh yeah, that's right, yeah.
this is often how the stock market works.
Oh yeah, because the barrel's not worth anything there. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shoot. I have a pen in here somewhere. Okay, there we go. Oh. I'm so disorganized. I couldn't find my notebook this morning.
Oh,
and so
yeah.
I was
So you
just bringing grab some paper and like
Yeah, exactly.
shove it in my backpack, bike and go.
Yeah.
All right, so. Oh shoot! Dang. Oh man, what's something's greasy in my bag.
Oh.
I don't know what that is. I'll probably wash my hands in a sec. But
That's your apple cider.
yeah,
Not good quality.
yeah, not
like
great.
mine.
Yeah. All right, so Marlon, how many did you end up
I
with?
got a 6.
6? All right. How many pressed? You just one? Just one cider. All right. How about you?
I got -10.
All right. And remind me your name again.
Terrell.
Terrell. That's right. Terell.
Just 1 L.
1 L. All right. All right. Spell it right. And you got negative how many? Just curious.
-10.
Negative 10. And 2 ciders?
2? Yeah.
All right.
Can you just read -10 out loud one more time? All right, and I think I got 6 right here.
All right.
Cider.
It's only 6 higher than me.
Yeah.
This is
I couldn't get anything else pressed. Okay, that's an insane cider.
Yeah.
Everyone's loving that one.
everyone. It just berries are in.
Did you have any negatives?
I didn't get any negatives. These are all barrels or fizz.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I
yeah.
think you played this maybe once.
Yeah.
You got 22.
I got 22. Yeah.
It's a little bit of a
That's actually the highest score I've ever seen. So
Oh, yeah.
I saw it and I went in for it.
32 point discrepancy.
20. Yeah. I've seen 28 before. I got -10. Someone else got 18 the last time I played. So they're very good though. So that was 3 ciders for me though
I
too.
also felt like I was punished for being behind.
Yeah.
Like
like, okay.
Yeah, that sucks. I'm sorry. I've been thinking about that for a while. Would it have? So how would you?
The whole game?
Yeah, it's the whole game. Yeah. All right. Thanks. Thanks for watching.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. I'm probably gonna get some food, and we'll come back in a little bit with another game, gang.
Okay.
Alright, we're live at our next game. We're here with Barnyard Zombies now. This is our designer?
Yes, I'm Arnie.
Yes, great.
Yep.
Where can folks find information about Barnyard Zombies online?
Yes, you can. You can go to Arnie'sFrontalCortex.com.
Awesome.
It's just my Facebook page, but that'll forward it to that.
Sure thing. We are getting set up, learning how to play.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Okay,
So you said spawn is 2 from your hand that share a trait.
correct. So I take 2 zombies from my hand. In this case, I don't have to attach them to something that's already on the table. I can just give them to whoever I want and say, there, I'm giving you a brand new horde. Anytime you do that, that's called a spawn, and that recruits a survivor from the pool. The other thing that recruits the survivor is called merge. Merging is kind of an Oreo effect. So for instance, let me look around here. All right, say this was over here. Whenever there's two zombies or 2 zombie hordes that are compatible, that share a common trait, you can use a card from your hand to glue them together. That's called a merge. So I could take this card and use it to glue these 2 together. The rooster gets kicked out because it doesn't belong. But anytime you perform that action of merging, you get a guy for that. Yes. Alright. So those are all the herding mechanics. In addition to zombies in the deck, there's also 4 supply cards. There's a grenade, there's a brain, there's a shepherd's crook, and there's ammo cards. Like so. So these 2 these 2 supply cards kill zombies. These 2 move zombies around. We'll start with the destroying zombies cards. So the yellow grenade kills any horde that contains a yellow zombie. So it destroys the entire thing.
But it only has to contain a yellow zombie. It doesn't have to be a yellow horde.
Correct. As long as one zombie is the correct color, the whole horde is destroyed. The other type of card that destroys zombies is the ammo shells. Each ammo card kills 2 zombies, one of each color shown on the card. These zombies that are killed can be anywhere, so you might have to kill, say, one in front of you in order to kill one in front of me. And you do have to use both shells. If there's, say, no blue zombies around, then you can't play the card. Yeah. That's how you kill zombies. The way you move them around is with these 2 cards. So the brain moves any horde from one player to another, as long as, like we said before, one of the zombies is the correct color. Yeah. The other card, this is the shepherd's crook, and it's the only interrupt card in the game. This is played in reaction. It doesn't initiate movement of zombies, but it redirects existing movement. So if he tried to send something over to you, even though it's his turn, you could play this immediately and redirect it to somewhere else.
Even back to him?
Even back to him, yes. And shepherd's crooks, like these, also the correct color has to apply.
So this is red or yellow?
This is red or yellow, yes. And there's others that are 2 colors
So it's
each.
not red and yellow, right?
Correct. Either one will work. All right. And shepherd's crooks can be played in reaction to each other. So, say he had another shepherd's crook that was perfect, yeah, and only the last one standing would actually affect the game. In addition to supply cards, there's also tokens. You acquire the tokens by sacrificing supply cards. So anytime you find that you're like, well, I don't want this one, or this one's more valuable as a token, you just discard it and say, I'm going to take this token. You can play the token immediately, or just save it for later, put it behind your bunker. Now, tokens, unlike supply cards, have a lingering effect, and to play them, you have to play them on a zombie that's on the table.
Okay.
So, for instance, this is a ration token, and it can be played like so. This one would have to be played on a red, etc. To go on a zombie of color. There's types of tokens. There's radioactive, ration, and barbed wire. The way the barbed wire works is it plays it on a zombie, and it prevents that entire horde from attacking you. So they're stuck in the barbed wire now. The way the radioactive token works is that makes the horde radioactive, meaning that their attack is twice their number. So this is now like 6 zombies attacking you. And then we have the ration token. By default, your hand size is 3 cards. But for each one of the ration tokens that are in your barnyard, you get an extra card in your hand. If you had all 4, you could have up to 7 cards in your hand. Okay. So that's how the tokens work. At a certain point, as we're acquiring these survivors, this will get depleted, and that's the trigger for the breach. Anytime there's a breach, all bunkers are breached by the zombies attacking them, and you count up the zombies that are in front of you. For every 3 that are attacking, you lose 1 of your survivors. And the survivors that you lose go into the following survivor pool, like so. And that's one of the things that happens during the breach. The other thing is, for every casualty you suffer, you kill that many zombies at that time. And also, the token pool is replenished. I have a sack here with more tokens in it. Then the game just resumes with whoever is the next player, and that's that. At the end of the game, whoever has the most survivors wins. Zombies can be a tiebreaker, so it does matter how many zombies are piled up in front of you. Like at the end of the game, that can determine the winner. But mostly you're after these guys here.
So we're all playing against each other. It's like a free-for-all.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, how many players could this game have?
2 to 4.
2 to 4.
Yeah.
So you said that for a tiebreaker, do we want to have more zombies in our barnyard or fewer?
No, fewer.
Yeah. And then, as far as the tokens go, they're gonna just randomly pull them from the bag.
No. Well, yes, to resupply, to replenish them, yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'm seeing like for the rations, so I can play it on a red and a green, but there's not a yellow right now.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always just put them behind your bunker and save them for a useful time. Yeah.
So, but when you do play the tokens, you have to play them on zombies that are in front of you.
No. You can play them anywhere. Some are good for you, like the ration token is good to have in your bunker. But
radioactive, you might want to play on somebody else.
Radioactive, you definitely want that on other people. And the tokens do move with the zombies that they're on. So if somebody sent a brain over to you that happened to be radioactive zombies, that's better.
Alright, yeah. Ready to give it a try?
Ready to try it? And you can ask questions as we go too.
Just out of curiosity, was this game when you were designing it, was this like always the theme from the beginning, or is this something that
No, originally they were people zombies. The theme of herding zombies was always there. But the art has changed a lot and some of the mechanics, but yeah. Okay. So each player.
What is this part over here? Or is that for like end of the game?
If you don't feel like doing the math on the casualties, I just did a little chart. Some people don't like math, so it's basically for every 3 zombies, that's how many survivors you lose.
But it looks like there's a cap of 5.
Yeah, 5 is the most you could ever lose in a single breach, which is a lot.
So there's 10, 8, 6, 4. We each start with 2.
We start with 2.
So there's a limited pool.
Yes, and there's 2 that are not in the game because of the 4th player. Yeah.
Then
I like this art of the Americana, but with the.
Oh, thanks.
So, regardless of what our hand size is, you're always drawing back up to that at the end of your turn?
Yes. So there's a couple things I should mention. There's two categories of zombies that will not attack you. One is any zombie that's the color of your barn will not attack you. The other are strays. So a single zombie by itself, they will only attack in hordes. So a stray just wanders around aimlessly. Yeah.
And sorry, can you remind me one more time?
Sure.
How do we actually gain one of these tokens?
You trade in a supply card.
Right.
So just discard it into the discard pile and then you can take. Now when you do take one, you do have to take from the outside. You can't take from the interior of the row. Yes.
And I'm assuming like which 5 are here out of the bag and where they are is just random.
It is random, yes. Yeah,
so is discarding a supply to pick up one of those tokens something you can do in addition to playing a zombie, or is one or the other on your turn?
it's both. Yeah. On your turn, you play as many cards as you want and as many tokens. Then you draw back to a full hand, and then you say brains to indicate that your turn is completely done.
Okay.
All right.
It sounds silly, but it actually comes in handy because it keeps. Sometimes people forget it's their turn, and then they hear brains. Like, oh yeah, it's my turn.
I'm looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be good. I like this.
Okay.
I like the brain and
Now to see who goes first, I'm going to roll a meeple, and whoever the head points at goes first. So it looks like you're going. And just ask me questions along the way if you're good. Initially, it takes a few turns to get the ball rolling because there's no zombies yet, so you'll have to spawn before you have guys to go.
Now spawn is at least 2, but you can play more than that, obviously.
Well, it's really 2. It is 2 because you can play that and then attach to it afterwards.
True, yeah, okay.
But spawning itself is 2 cards. So it has to be 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
if I can't play,
if you can't play, you can exchange supply cards for these, or you can just discard something in order to try and get a better spawn opportunity. Like if you have 3, like for instance,
because the supply cards are only the ammo and the brains.
So like if your
Correct.
hand, for example,
Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
So if your hand, for example, was 3 different creature types and all 3 different colors, you wouldn't be able to play 2.
Correct. The best you could do in that case would be to discard some of them.
Okay.
You're not discarding them for a token. You're just discarding them in order to get a spawn opportunity.
Because I got 3 animals and 3 colors.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I can discard as many as I want, right?
Yes, you can. You can even get rid of all of them if you wanted to.
Okay. I'll keep 1, get 2. That's my turn.
That's your turn.
So I'll spawn
Okay.
with 2 green cows I'll put here.
Okay.
And then I can actually play another cow and make a cow.
Okay. So for your spawn,
So I get
you
one
get
of
a
these.
guy. Yeah. And then this is just an attachment. Yep.
Okay. Brains.
All right. I'm gonna spawn a red horde over there and get a guy for that. And then I'll attach the cow, which causes the chicken to split away. Then I draw back to 3 cards and brains.
Okay, so I'm going to, I can put this here and detach that, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to play this and kill those 2.
Yeah, that works.
And then nothing.
Okay.
tokens were swinging in.
I will here.
Okay. 3 meeples.
And then I'm gonna hold
You look a little lonely over there. I'm gonna give you some company. Spawn those guys up there. And I'm gonna just discard that. And then draw back to 3 cards.
So
And brains.
if I move a horde, can I also attach it?
Yes.
Okay.
Whether it attaches or not is up to you.
Okay. So, for instance, I could play the blue brain, and I could move these and attach it, and then detach that pig.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I'll do.
Okay, so the pig. This
Well,
one.
actually, but then doing that, maybe it's better to keep it like this, so that way there's 2 hordes to attack him.
It's a judgment call.
Yeah.
It could go either way. There's pros and cons to both ways.
Okay, I'm gonna attach it. Yeah. Okay. And then I'm going to get rid of this so I can take this. Okay. And then I can put it on this right now, right?
Yeah, if you want.
Now your hand size is 4.
So I can drop the 4?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I want. Okay.
I'm gonna do a spawn here.
Okay.
Back up to 2.
One thing I'll mention about breaches is I told you the trigger, but I should also mention that as soon as that last one is taken, your turn ends immediately. So you might want to do anything you want to do before.
So if you were gonna spawn, you'd probably want to do your other thing first.
Exactly. Okay. I'm sorry, did you say? Okay. So let's spawn some new horde. A new horde there. Take you back to that. And it's a little overkill, but I'm going to blow up this cow with a grenade. And brains.
They do anything to beverage trains? There's also waters.
It's interesting because I see like there's the balance between like the hordes, the radiation, and like somebody getting the right grenades. You never know exactly how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, tokens are. I think I mentioned this before, but when you kill a zombie that has a token, the token's destroyed along with it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Alright, I will this on here. And I'm also gonna kind of move those over there.
You can if you're feeling really mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pile them on.
Alright, I see how it is.
Now, if you have a shepherd's crook, you could stop this. Okay.
But I have a pretty good play on my turn.
Okay.
I'm not super worried.
Alright. Go ahead.
Alright, I'm going to spawn here. And then I'm going to use the yellow brains with all these over here.
Okay.
So you have like 4 of 6 yellows right now. Draw and brains.
This works out for me if you guys just like fight each other. Alright. I'm gonna trade this brain in for that token. Save it for later. Let's make that a horde of 7 yellow. And that's it for me. 1, 2, 3, and brain.
I'm gonna put a. So I'm spawning, right? So I get dude here. I'm gonna play this. So I'm going to shoot one of these. And then it has to be a green. So I'm I'm gonna go ahead and and that's my turn, brains.
Okay, I'm gonna spawn 2 more yellows here.
Oh my gosh.
And then I will.
Can I give food to someone else?
See what I can get here.
So as I'm moving through, he gives
Okay,
me.
I'm just gonna redraw. Brains.
Okay. I'm going to merge those together. So that's going to get kicked out.
Okay.
So that triggers the breach. That takes the last guy.
So actually, so in response to that, can I crook?
Yeah, if you have a crook, yeah.
I'm going to crook.
Okay.
So does that move this whole blue?
No, it moves this card.
Only that card?
Yeah.
Okay, not as good as I thought, but I will make it a horde onto this red chicken right there.
Okay. So you could use it to merge.
Oh, that's true, and make it like this. Let's do that.
Okay.
I mean, it's still gonna be the same. Yeah.
You just stole the guy.
Oh, so that merge with the crook counts for me.
Yeah, it counts for you. So you just took my
Even
guy.
better. Okay.
So that triggered the breach.
Oh, right, immediately, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So my
And now,
my turn
when I use a crook, I don't redraw until the end of mine.
No, to the end of your turn, yeah.
Okay, so
that
now...
that ends my turn. And so, in this case, I only have 2 guys, so that rounds down to 0.
Right, because it's only every 3.
For every 3.
So you have none.
Yeah.
So that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so that's 3. So that's what I got, right?
Okay, so yeah, unfortunately, you're going to lose all 3 of your guys.
Okay. But so that means I'm out?
No.
Okay.
It just means you have to get more guys.
Gotcha.
So those go into the next
So now I
survival
have
pool.
3, 6, 8, so I'm going to lose 2.
You lose 2, yes.
Put that.
So now comes the zombie casualty phase. So for every loss you just took, you get to kill that many zombies.
Gotcha.
They can be anywhere.
Yeah. Like
Now, so if one of your kills breaks up a horde,
It stays broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not really going to work for me, I guess, but... Well, I guess I can kill this blue one, and now this is not a horde.
That's true.
And then I'll kill... I'll just take another one.
Feels like we're having a good.
So I lost 2, so I'm killing these 2.
I'm just gonna take these 3.
Okay. Alright. Now we
replace these 2
spaces that are missing.
And then do we keep going in the same turn?
Yep.
Order? Okay.
Yep.
Judge question for you in a second.
Okay, so I can do a merge, right? I can merge these here.
Both sides of the merge have to have a common trait.
Right, because this is now not a...
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So they would all have to be the same thing. Is that the sheep? Yeah.
So his hand size is 4 because of that token. But if these ever get destroyed, then his hand size goes back down.
Yeah. Then he'll draw back to 3.
So actually, that's kind of interesting because like keeping that there for him, like they're gonna keep attacking him, but he's getting a hand size because of that.
Yeah. There's a risk because one of us could like kill that. Yeah.
So if I put this here, I could kick the sheep off.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll do that, and then can I spawn this and then attach it? Or no, it has to be.
You can do both at the same. You can spawn and merge at the same time.
So I'm saying, so that would give me 2 people?
Yes. So this pig gets kicked out.
Okay. Pig is sort of... Or I guess the pig goes here, or...
No, the pig is just kicked out.
Okay.
But I'll just put that on there.
Okay.
Great.
All right, brains.
Did you get your guy?
Yep, I picked
Oh,
it.
you did. Okay.
All right. use the yellow grenade to destroy this.
Oh, nice.
That gets destroyed and there's zombies around. So now I'm assuming he doesn't have to discard until next.
No, he'll just only draw back up to his full.
And then with this, I'm just gonna discard it and draw 3. Brains.
I'm gonna merge those.
Okay.
Take you guys for that. And then I see another merge right here and here. Take you guys for that.
Okay. Red bar.
I'm gonna play my green token to get an extra card.
Okay.
That's it for now. 3. No, I dropped the 4 cards. Great.
Now, remind me. So since I'm red, the red ones won't attack.
No. Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Give it 5 or 6. You have 6. Any.
So, okay.
You still need the 6. So it's like, if you go to another room and it needs like a 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do a spawn.
Okay. Do you want to attach him or leave him separate?
I guess just attach them.
Separate? Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't hear what you said.
I mean, that's fine. You can leave it separate.
Okay.
So I get 1 to go to that, right?
Yep.
And I think I'm just gonna green. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and discard this. I'll draw 2.
Okay. I'm gonna discard this shotgun shells to pick this up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna put it on here. So now my hand size is 4. And then I'm just gonna. So can I, by playing this here, can I merge these 2 green pigs onto it and then split them off on each side?
No, unfortunately, there's not a combination in which 2 pigs are together. Because you have a chicken and a pig. So,
right, but I'm saying this is a pig.
That's a pig.
So I can't put the 2 green pigs and this pig?
You would have to split this guy off somehow first.
Oh.
And then he'd be available, like, to be on this side. If it were this way, it would work.
So the order actually matters.
It does.
I haven't really been paying attention.
Oh, yeah, I haven't been paying attention at all.
Yeah. I kind of just been putting them somewhat willy-nilly.
Yeah. The tricky part is that you can't arbitrarily break things up. They have to stay together, but they can be arranged this way.
So when you place a new zombie though or spawn, do you get to decide the order, or does it like a new one always goes on the left?
You do. You do decide the order in which these 2 cards, you know.
But once it's on there, you can't.
No. Yeah, you can't arbitrarily sort of mix things up.
Got it. Okay. In that case, I'm just gonna discard this and then draw now 3 because of this. Okay, brains.
I'm gonna grenade these 2. I was kind of hoping you'd put them
Yeah,
together.
that's what I was thinking. Like keep them separate. They can only take out 1 horde.
Yeah.
Let's see. I see a merge opportunity over here. Do we merge those together? Get the guy.
I'm gonna actually. Well, no, I'll let it.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't hurt you if you're red. That's all it did, right? Brains.
Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and spawn.
Okay, I'm gonna use the blue crook.
Okay, where do you want it to go?
On him.
Okay.
So now do I get the meeple for that?
No, he still made it.
spawned.
It just didn't end up where he wanted it to go.
Okay. I'm gonna use the grenade to blow him up.
That works.
Okay.
Alright, and brains.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna discard this yellow brain to pick up this, and I can put that on here.
Yep.
So now this is a barbed wire thing.
Correct.
Now I guess, I mean, just a strategy question for you here. Would it be smarter to have held that in, like, if more people play blue, than like at the last possible moment to put it on
That's a
here?
good strategy. Like, you can watch this to see how close you're getting to the breach. Because the sooner you put this out there, the sooner him or me can, like, kill it. So, yeah, if you want, you can save it for later.
I'll do it now, but
Okay, that is a valid strategy, though.
and then I'm actually gonna but we can only take the outside ones here, right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm also gonna discard this blue-green shotgun shell and take this. And then I'll draw back brains.
We're gonna spawn a new board over here.
Okay.
Take the die for that. I'm also gonna trade this in, and I will take the yellow, save it for later. And brains.
Just out of curiosity, what's the proportional breakdown of how many of the devices there are versus zombies or supplies versus zombies?
There's essentially they're about 25% of the deck. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, yeah.
Supply, yeah.
Oh, okay.
About 1 in 4.
Okay.
Because I couldn't take it again. I have a 6 so cheap. Not bad. A 4.
Yeah, I think I'll place it here, and then I'm going to use this. I'm going to move those green over here.
Oh, no.
That's a reaction.
It's an interrupt.
That's what the brain.
The brain does what you want to do.
I think then I'm just going to discard this then, and draw 2. Right.
I don't know if that happens to me.
Okay. I'm going to.
I have a 5 already. I'm going to 4. This is an extra red.
Okay, so tell me if this makes sense. So I'm gonna spawn these two. I'm not gonna put them on this. I'm gonna make their own meeple. So I would get a meeple for that.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna use this red one and merge these chickens.
Yep.
Like that. And I get a meeple for that.
Yep. It's a good idea.
And then I'm gonna put my. Oh, there's no food. Right? I'm gonna put my radiation token on this.
Okay.
Now I'm gonna draw it. Get to do brains.
I'm gonna add. Well, no, you're green, so this wouldn't hurt you. All right, I'll add it to you instead. Let's give you a blue cow. Actually, I'll trade this in for that, and I'll save it. Yeah, I'll save it.
One morning doesn't do anything, right?
And brains.
That's 1. I need
Okay, so I'm still needing clarification on this. If I play a card, can I merge this with part of that group?
No.
No.
Has to be on
I have to
the
break
end.
it up first
Yeah.
and then do them.
But like you could play a cow that takes this cow and this.
Because these two happen to be cows.
Yes, okay.
But if there was like a cow in the middle,
Okay.
you couldn't just arbitrarily pull them out in order to do a merge.
If I played a cow here, can I take both those cows?
Yeah,
Those
they
are
would,
back to back?
they would split here because everything else is not a cow.
Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll do that.
Okay, so you're gonna split it like that.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a merge.
That's a merge, so I get a...
You get a guy.
Okay.
Oh wait, actually, hold on. I'm gonna use my yellow crook.
Okay.
And read.
Okay, so where are you sending this?
I'm gonna put it. I'm just gonna stick it on that pile of cows.
Okay.
So then you don't get that meeple for the merge.
Yeah,
correct.
Because I guess I could have potentially gotten points for doing a merge like here, but then that also would have reduced this one by 1, and this has the radiation on it, so I kind of want to keep this as big as possible.
Makes sense.
Okay, I'll just put this on here then.
Okay.
And then I'll draw 2. Right.
Okay.
Then I just have the 3 left, and I have 2.
So, okay. So, can I put. So, hold on. I'm avoiding this one. I'm going to put this to merge with that.
Actually, these won't go anywhere because they're all yellow.
Oh, because okay. Wait, and so is this one.
Oh yeah, so that was how. Yeah, that's how it breaks apart.
But I have a crook, right? So I can block that.
My yellow chicken.
Yeah. So that you wouldn't.
Or no, it was my yellow cow. Sorry.
Yeah. And then just put it on your yellows.
Okay.
Now, yeah, that's...
Okay, so I didn't get the merge meat.
Correct.
But I'm going to use the other 2 and just spawn. And these are blue, so I can't put them on here. I'm just going to put them here, but that's a spawn.
Yep.
Okay.
I got another crook. So I can move those. I'm going to move them back to you. Not put them on that.
Just a separate blue pile here. Okay.
Because right, those don't attack when the barbed wire is on.
Correct.
Okay.
So, but I still got the spawn, but I just spawned them on myself.
Yeah, you just didn't. It didn't end up where you thought it would.
Okay. And then I'll draw back up to 4 because I have the thing and the brains.
I'm going to spawn this over here.
Okay.
I have a 6 left over.
And then you guys get a start.
Use a 5. What is it? 4.
That's all I did. So brain.
So I only got 1 card.
Oh, you need to draw back up.
Yeah.
Or is it because you?
No, because he did 2
Because
crooks.
I played the 2 crooks.
Okay,
So I'm
gotcha.
starting with just this, right?
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use this to blow that up.
Oh, that works.
Okay. So the token's gone.
There you go.
Those are all discarded.
And then brains, right?
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Okay. Oh right. So now I need to. Okay. The next meeple ends.
That
So
triggers the brain.
okay. So first I'm going to use red brain and move these to you. And then I'm going to spawn these 2.
Do you want to attach them or leave them separate?
I'm gonna leave them separate. Okay. I still get this, right?
Yeah, you still get it.
Okay, so now breach happens.
Yep.
So that's the end of my turn. So do I draw back up now?
Yeah, now you draw back up.
Okay. Draw back up.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that rounds down to 6. So that's 2 guys. My 2 guys go into the next pool.
Right, so I got 10s, that's 3 for mine. And there's 3.
Now these don't attack me.
Correct.
But I have 3, 6, 9, 11, so that is 3.
So, yeah, so you lose 3.
Here.
So for each guy that you lost, you get to kill a zombie, and they can be anywhere. It could be on somebody else's or your own.
So you lost 3, I lost 3, and you lost 2.
I have 2. So I'm going to be mean.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill this one.
Oh, because it has the token on it. Smart. Okay.
And
There's no particular order of who's killing what?
no,
Okay.
and I'll kill this one. Although maybe there should be. What do you think?
Well, because I was going to wait. Are you guys going to use your kills to take that out? And I won't waste mine.
I wonder if...
That's a good point. It could affect
Do you think
the
that the person who started the breach should either be the last to go or the first to go? That's really what it should be.
Probably the first to go because triggering the breach is kind of an advantage.
Right, yeah. So I'm
maybe-
saying I should have to decide on my kills first, I think.
That's probably good. Yeah, going forward, I think I'll put that in place.
Okay, so for my kills, I'm gonna kill your green with the token. I'm gonna, and then the other 2, I'm just gonna kill these 2 yellows. Okay, so you already did yours.
I already did mine.
I got 3. I'm definitely going to kill that to get rid of it.
Another token.
So that was already taken care of. So I guess I'll just kill this thing and this thing.
Okay. So now we need a new set of 5,
Yes.
right? And then you're gonna go first because I did the
Because you triggered the breach.
So this is the last round.
This is the
Last day. I also like, even though I would say probably more often than not when I'm playing games, I don't really feel the need for like a hidden thing. The fact that we don't know how many points we have right now is making this more exciting. Like I like it. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird because I usually don't like that mechanic in games, but I feel like it's working right now.
Whose turn is it?
It's my turn. I'm going to pass the yellow to there.
Okay.
And I'm going to exchange this guy because he's not going to need any guys. I'll take the red guy and there. And that's it for me. Green.
And then you have 4 cards now, right?
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me.
So I can, yeah. Well, I played that red. Can I merge those?
Yeah, you can put it right here.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I want to do. So that's a merge, right?
Yes.
And then now, shotgun can kill any 2 anywhere, right?
Anywhere.
Okay, so I'm going to kill that red with the token. And I'll kill a yellow here.
That was pretty good.
And I'm going to go ahead and use my brain and move these over to you. Unless you want to block.
Yeah, I'll leave him. Let's leave him there.
Okay.
They look nice.
Okay. Alright, thanks. Then I gotta draw the 3.
In these orders, I can activate these stance cards. So say I just this one.
I'm gonna use the blue-green shotgun to just kill some of this stuff. Do that.
If I stumble though, I've got to use a stance for my stance.
And I will discard this red grenade to pick up this. So hold for a moment.
Super special character specific actions.
And then I'm just gonna discard this red cow and then draw brain.
Trade in that blue grenade. Or the yellow token.
But it's a 2-for-1.
It still counts as a
Let's make these guys radioactive.
Oh, it still counts as a
just kind of like sit.
So I think it's also interesting because like the tokens have to go on a particular zombie.
Oh wait, this would actually be better because that way it's not as straight.
So since the tokens have to go on a particular zombie, I guess I haven't really been thinking about it, but like there is maybe a decision to be made in certain circumstances. Like, should I put the token on one on the end or one in the middle? Yeah, right. Like if somebody like shotguns one out specifically, right? Like, yeah.
All right, my turn.
Yes, brains.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and spawn.
Okay.
Now, then I can also attach. Or
Yeah,
merge.
you can attach.
Make this a big pile.
Yeah. So it's gonna go ahead. I'll do that. So that's gonna give me 2.
Well, only the spawn gets you.
That wasn't a merge.
This isn't a merge,
Oh,
it's just, but you can attach. It does. It is a good strategy, but it doesn't get you a guy.
Okay.
But you get one guy
So I
first.
just get one.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna discard this to take up a radioactive. And I gotta draw. Brains.
Okay, so I'm going to merge by playing this blue cow and putting these attached with it, so I get one guy. I'm going to use the blue-red shotgun to shoot off the radiation guy. Now, when I shoot this zombie and get rid of the radiation token, these are still 2 together each.
Well, no, they stay separate.
Right, but I'm saying like they stay together on themselves.
Correct.
Okay, so this one is done.
3 eagles and a flag.
And then I'm gonna discard this to pick up the last thing. Now, does that reset or we have no more tokens?
They stay. That's no more tokens.
Okay. And then I'm drawing it back up. And brains.
Angle, remove 1, pick 1.
I'm gonna do a merge.
I'm actually.
I think that's it.
Here, kick that guy out.
It's this or this?
It's this one.
So I can't even. I'm not even. Oh wait, you have to move 1 space.
Just get rid of him. I wish there were more tokens,
Also, real
but
quick.
I want other cards in my hand.
What is this?
And brains.
That's the that would be.
Alright, I'm going to. I guess I'll put that one
This
on
is a
there.
big stack of green.
And then I'm gonna
I really would like a green grenade.
this and move these. I can't attach them to anything. I can just move them over, or I can attach. Okay.
You could even use them to merge.
Yeah, you can merge.
You can put them here to merge.
Okay. So yeah, sure. I'll do that.
And then you get a Meeples.
Yeah.
Now he can merge these 2, but you can't also put this one on.
Right, not arbitrarily. It would take another card to
Yeah.
like
Okay.
move that guy out there.
Alright, so then I'll draw 2 and brains.
Okay. I guess first I'm gonna use my blue grenade to kill all this, which feels like a weight off my back a little bit there. I'm just gonna add to this.
Alright.
And then I'm just gonna discard this red grenade because I don't foresee needing a red grenade for myself. And brains.
Let's just attach your cow to there. Get rid of that. Save some room and brains.
Okay, I'm going to spawn 2. I'll stick them on, right? I get 1.
How many?
10.
10. Wow.
Okay.
Then, I guess, yeah, just like what you did, there's no reason for me to hang on to this.
Yeah, since
I'm
you're green, like
right?
you usually won't need that.
Yeah, I'll take the 3 cards. Brains.
Although I guess,
I can block up.
If it was a multicolored one.
right? So I'm saying like I could play a red in order to merge some of these off, and then use a red grenade to kill it,
gotcha,
right? Like
yeah.
so, yeah, you can do that.
Well, there's a reason to keep it.
I'm going to claim this. You may use any of the Meeples to reflect. And that's all they do. And now it's your turn.
And the merge you have to get 2, right? You can't just.
Correct.
You can't get 1 in from something.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, yours is it's like Mario.
Right. Okay. I guess I'm just gonna spawn 2 reds here.
Maybe, or just have 6 combo cards for the game and they're all 2 each. So there's 2 yellow, 2 blue, 2 pink, or it starts.
Also,
you have 6 to
merge. Like that, and this one will come.
I would say 6 for the
No, they're all red.
Oh, so they all stick together. Okay, so I'll take 1 from them also. And that's all I got. So.
Because it would feel fun to have more options or more opportunities to get to that.
So attach a pig to there.
But if based on the roll, I don't get to
chicken
your
to
roll.
there.
Like, it feels roll.
And
whatever, that's the game. So
I keep holding on to that, but it's not doing any good. Watch now, it'll do that.
Actually, yeah, kind of. I think so. Okay.
And a question mark. I have a 5 and a 4. I don't know.
Yeah, might as well. I mean, so I'm gonna put just the blue on that. I'm gonna use this, and I'll move these over.
You want to attach them?
No, I don't want to attach them. I'll keep them separate.
I'm going to use this to make this.
And I'm also gonna use this to move these.
Oh, it actually doesn't matter. I'm just going to do this.
I don't know.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I'll move them to you.
Oh jeez. All right, here we go.
All right, so there's that, and yeah, brain.
Not looking good. You got nothing in front of me now.
I know, but I got a big target on my back now.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I had a way to do something about it at the moment, but I don't.
I mean, we're going through the cards pretty quickly, so I mean, that stuff's gonna come back up.
Yeah, that's true.
The deck gets smaller the more supplies are more common.
Yeah.
Now, red zombies don't attack me.
Correct.
But what if I have a multicolored horde? I still count the ones that are not the red, or does the red make the whole thing not attack?
No.
Okay.
1 damage to you. But I still take the stumble and lose this.
I'm gonna discard all 3 of my cards because they're different animals, different colors. Okay. Just get a new hand for my turn. Brains.
Okay. I'm going to discard.
Looking for that green or yellow grenade.
Yep.
Alright.
Oh, remind me, is there only 1 of each grenade color?
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm going to attach that, and then I'm going to kill it. But I'll also kill this one, creating a spray.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And that's it for me. 1.
Same thing with the shotgun bullets?
Yes.
So every color combo has just 1?
So there's a yellow, red, a blue, green, but there's also green, yellow, and okay. Okay, I'm gonna spawn and attach.
Yep.
And then
I don't remember where I was.
brains.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot blue green. And I'm gonna do this so that these are 2 separate, right? And this so that this one's and then
Oh, they were both like that.
so I think this technically works out better, weirdly enough. I'm gonna merge my own with pig right here, like that.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use another shotgun and shoot out this pig, and you're one red over there. So I think I decreased by, ultimately by 1 by doing that. Okay, brains.
Yeah, I'm going to be neighborly. I'm going to move these over to here. Even though they're green, I'm going to do some more stuff with them.
Let's spread those out.
You got that. Just going to get rid of that one.
I have 651.
So I can merge these.
Yeah.
So I'll give me that. Meeple. It's 4 left. Yeah, it's 4 left. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put this on you now.
Okay.
I mean, it's getting close. I would hate to like be hanging on to it and all the meat waste. Yeah. So there's a good chance it'll get shot. And
damage, I'll take the stumble. I don't lose this, do I?
yeah, brains.
Okay, I'm just gonna here.
Can you stop it?
Yeah, I'm gonna redirect it.
Okay.
You're gonna get me, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I redirect it, I can also put it on that.
You can what?
I can put it on this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Sorry. No. Yeah, I guess it's that. Or. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Alright, I'm gonna put my green radiation token.
I recommend this one.
Yeah, because that way I get hit with
He's immune to yellow, he's immune to green.
Because what, sorry?
I'm immune to green.
He's immune to green.
Oh!
Wait, here. But at least I'm hitting it.
Yes.
It'll at least make this tough.
Makes sense. Okay.
Oh, that's chill. I don't really.
And I'll draw back up. Brains. One thing I thought was pretty funny, I had on the 2 previous turns, when you moved those over, you were like, I'm going to be neighborly. I was like, I had a green crook, and I was like, I could just send them back to you, because that seems especially vicious.
You try and help somebody.
Yeah.
The Meeple roll is still kind of
what do I want to do?
It's the way into attracting me to this game.
Alright, I'm just gonna go ahead and draw my one brains.
Even if like the weight of
Wait, so you did nothing? Or?
Yeah, I did.
Make it how you want to. I have no complaints. I think this is also a fun little feature.
Okay, well, I'm going to.
Do you have a spot over there for the forum? Do you have a spot over there for the forum?
No, well, I just put it in my bag. Yeah.
Sorry, that got out of the shot. I just moved the board a little bit so good.
Oh, okay. No.
I'm gonna go like this.
I had a voting box.
And I'm gonna play this blue cow here.
I don't think I'll be jumping on the game just yet.
Good.
I close my eyes.
That gives me a dude.
Okay.
And then
No worries. Still feel free to ask
still gonna hold
verbal that beyond what they have. Yeah, glad you're getting so many rotations. And live stream is great.
Sorry, my turn?
I merged a little bit more blue onto here.
Oh, you did? Oh. This is tricky. Because I was going to merge these together. But that's going to get rid of this radioactive token. Alright, I'll just avoid that. I'll just do that. And let's get rid of that. And let's nuke these guys.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
I think how I wanted to play.
That was well timed.
I rolled my Meeples, they're here, I don't want to touch them, but I also want
It's bound to happen.
like,
We only got two guys left.
and then I feel like I want space to play. Whereas,
I have brains.
Brains.
I'll shuffle them down.
I'm gonna nuke this.
Okay.
or something, and maybe size-wise, you know, I understand that. I understand that.
Okay. There's that.
Maybe it can be smaller.
And
Or maybe you can have spots to put.
what to do?
I think, yeah, within like some of the ways of space, you can make it nice and tight. Maybe the size I think,
Yeah, I'm thinking, how many?
Right, because now we're like, we don't know how many Meeples we have. It's hard to say, right? That's what I'm saying. That's what's making this more tense right now, because I don't know
Who's ahead?
hitting. Yeah.
that are of my characters.
Because it's really hard. Like that's not something you can really count, right? You just have to have a sense of like who's doing what to some degree.
Instinctually, you want to attack the people with the least, number of zombies, but you don't know if that means they're ahead or behind just because they're at the moment.
Level 1, level 2, level 3, like something that you can like progress like.
All right, I think I'm just gonna draw one. Brains.
There's some other potential goals I can do.
Okay.
I find a knockout and
I'm just gonna discard this red.
activating or just doing your own from my turn. How do you different brains? How do you do it? Yeah. It feels like that.
Well, you are immune to green, so you're probably going to put that on.
Right, one guy left.
And
Oh, he's something.
brains.
I found that choosing a little bit too much.
I'm gonna put a chicken there.
Okay.
I'm gonna move these. So unless you want to stop it.
No.
I am going to crook those to you.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So you're gonna put them on mine, and I'm gonna blow them up.
Okay.
Hey, they're not hitting me anymore. So
I
I'm
got
happy
you.
about that.
That's why I was like, I don't really want to move it in case they just get wiped like
Holding that
that.
yellow crook for like the last 15 minutes.
All right. Okay. Brains.
I'm going to. Oh wait. This.
Yeah. Make.
So the thing is, what's weird is like, I have a play that's not really going to hurt him, but it will end the game. So I'm trying to think, like, is that worth it? Essentially.
Well, you're
I'm gonna go for it.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah, I think I am. So that's why I'm going to do it. So I'm going to merge with this green chicken like that. And I guess. Oh no! Wait, I can't do that. That's right. That didn't work. I could just merge my own if I feel secure in a victory, which I don't know if I do. Alright, screw it. I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm just gonna merge this.
Okay.
And I'll take the thing which ends the game. Right?
Alright. So I lose one guy.
How many do you have? So these don't attack.
Yeah, those don't attack me. 1, 2. I got 7, so that's 2.
2 guys.
Yep.
And this one doesn't attack me, but I have 4 attacking me, so I lose 1.
Lose one. Yep.
So these are just out for the game.
Now, even though the game's over, go ahead and kill the zombies because tiebreaker could come into play.
So
still
you
kill.
reached, so
I killed one, so I killed one zombie. I'm gonna kill this one to create a stray. And however many.
killed 2?
I got 2 got killed, so I'll kill this, right? So break that up.
Actually,
Yeah, it doesn't.
yeah, there you go. Well, I was gonna say, if you kill this one, it creates a stray.
Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay, and then I'll just kill this. I have to kill 1, I'll just kill this.
That works.
And then I got killed 2. so I just feel that one.
Okay. So now reveal how many guys you got.
12.
I have 9.
I'm 5.
All right. So you
That
won.
was a smart decision to end the game.
Yeah, it was.
So-
You were ahead.
If that wasn't moved, that was like what, 10? So I mean, you would have lost like 3 more, which would have swung it.
Yeah, that was a huge pile.
Yeah.
I've been holding that yellow crook for so long. I want this. I know it's going to be good.
I was holding the yellow for so long.
Yeah, the crooks are powerful, but they're also kind of dangerous because they can stick in your hand if you hold on to them.
So the thing is, because the hand size is so small, it feels like every turn that you don't use it, it's like you're wasting things that you could have done. So that's why I was starting to feel really bad about it. And then
That's why I used the break. I held on to it for a number of rounds.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys. How did that feel for time? That was about 15 minutes.
I mean, yeah, we did some talking and stuff.
So there's a
it was probably extended a bit. But
probably about 45 after that.
Yeah.
Does that feel about right?
No, I like this game.
It didn't feel like it was going on too long or anything. I thought it was good.
Okay.
No, and again, I think like it being, especially with like a third or a fourth player, and like you really don't know who has what. It gets tense pretty fast. I think. I like the the art is like silly, but it's like appropriate for this type of game, you know.
Is there a particular reason why these don't refresh after they've all been taken?
I kind of wanted that portion of the game where I wanted there to be a sense of urgency to get to these, because there are times when this is not available, and so I wanted that competition for like, oh, that's not going to be there forever. That's kind of why I did that.
So right now it's like you put out 5 in day 1, you put out 5 in day 2, and 5 in day 3.
Yeah,
that's it.
Most of the game, there's tokens there, but I did want those few times where occasionally it's like there's a drought. You have to plus, initially when you first start playing the game, you're trading in for those tokens. So yeah, basically that's it. To create tension.
So I wonder though, what's interesting is, so when like at the beginning of a day when those were there, it seemed to me like that was often the time when I didn't really need the supply anyway, so I didn't have a problem trading it out. Whereas like if there were still a couple here in those last 3 rounds, like whether or not I held on to that crook or traded it for something would have felt like a much more monumental decision. So I'm wondering if there could be a way to like that would have felt like a really big strategic decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I wonder if like there's a way where there could be some that remain till the end, either like one gets added back in a certain scenario, or maybe like day 3 there's more or something like that. Like, I don't know. Like I mean I definitely like it how it is, but it would have been a much more like it would have felt trickier to me. Like I would have been like every turn that I was holding onto that crook, I would have been like I could be getting a token if I did this.
But at the same time, say there were tokens at the end, I kind of like where you have to like hold your token a little bit.
That's true. I had this. I never played this.
Yeah, I had a couple too that I put it back now. But yeah, I had a couple that sometimes it's useful to take tokens just to keep other people from getting them. Yeah.
I think like if you just had the tokens all the way to the very end and you trade that crook at the end and then stuck a radioactive token at the very last second, that would feel a little like I would feel a little peeved by that, right?
Yeah.
But having had to take the radioactive token early and wait till the moment,
Kind of
is right.
invest in the future.
Yeah, I think that
Which, by the
feels
way,
better.
when you did that, if you didn't have the yellow grenade, when I did that crook, on my turn I was going to be like, and radioactive. Which would have been pretty much exactly what you just said.
So what was the trickiest mechanic? Like the thing that took the longest to sort of click?
I think the thing that was definitely the trickiest for me was, I think not until halfway through the game did I realize that the ordering of the things was like a set thing. I didn't because I think a couple of times when I played something, I don't even think I necessarily put them on the end. I just kind of willy-nilly put them in the pile, not realizing that the order was very important.
Gotcha.
So I think the fact that the order is important leads to some. Again, I think we all kind of messed up a merge merge at some point because it's like a little tricky. So I think the merge is a little tricky.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things where like if I think about it for a second, it's clear. It's just like when you're doing like a snap play, you're like, oh wait, I can't do that. Like, you know, it's one of those kind of moments.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm not really sure. I don't know how that could be improved either. It's just kind of like it's just a naturally tricky thing, I think, to some extent.
Sure. Yeah, I was gonna say I guess the most mentally taxing part of the game is seeing if those merges work, right? Having to go ahead and do that comparison, and then you think you can do it, it's like, oh wait, I can't.
Yeah.
Apart from that, I think there's like not a really steep learning curve, which I like.
No, I think it's pretty easy to explain. Like all the supplies are, I think, very obvious in how they work. Like I think those are all really good. And I like that there's one reactionary one, so at least you have that opportunity to like
on
defend.
someone else's turn.
Yeah, against something. And also, I think it like I didn't even realize that in the one review. I like how there's like one color you're immune from. That's actually very cool. And I mean, if I had played this game a few times, I probably wouldn't have made that mistake. I was like, haha, a bunch of greens. Like, oh. Like, yeah. But none of those felt like they were out of my control. It was just I made a stupid decision because I didn't think it through. Right?
Yeah. Well, how would you guys feel about doing a quick survey?
Yeah, definitely.
If you have a phone, you could do it digitally.
Just do it on there.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
This is up for the Lucy Award, so they're collecting feedback.
Thanks for showing off Barnyard Zombies. That was really cool. Is there a place people can, so we saw your website earlier, is there a place people can go to support the game? Is it going to be on Kickstarter or anything? Is it
not yet, but in the future.
Alright, and after that, guys.
Alright, thank you.
Take a quick break, come back with our next game here shortly.
Okay. He's one of my things twice.
Alright, oh, am I playing against you? Okay, okay.
Lots and lots of food. Yeah.
Okay. Next game, everybody, we're doing Time Warp Warriors.
Yeah, this is Time Warp Warriors. I'm the designer, and it's a meeple rolling fighting game. What you do, it's kind of like Street Fighter meets Pass the Pigs. That's the best rundown.
Okay.
So you got these little meeples, you roll them, and depending on the positions they land in are different fight moves. So you got this list going on of the different fight actions. If your meeple lands standing up, that's a punch. So on your turn, if you're attacking, you got this punch, and a punch has 3 traits to it. It can deal the player 2 damage, so you could deal me 2 damage, which would move my damage tracker up 2 spaces. It also then knocks me back 2 spaces. It gives me 2 knockback like that, so I move back 2 spaces, and then it also makes me stumble. And I'll get to what that does in a bit, but that's what a punch does. It does all 3 of those things.
Okay.
The objective of the game, which I probably should have gotten to first, is to deal the other player 6 damage to take him out, or you can knock him off of the board and they also taken out. So there's 2 ways to win.
Okay.
So you got your first action, which is a punch. You then got this sideways meeple, which is a kick, and that's like a punch, but it's just slightly weaker. We got the same traits going on.
Okay.
Then we got this diagonal meeple, that's a jump kick. That moves you forward 1 space, and then it deals 1 damage and makes him stumble. And then you got this flat meeple, which just moves you 1 or 2 spaces along the board. So that's all that does.
Okay.
The way it works on your turn is you roll all 4 of your meeples. You get to perform whatever actions you would like. So I can perform these 2 jump kicks.
So I'll only be rolling 4. I see that there are.
You have these ones going on. Yeah. You have those ones going on.
Different piles.
Yeah, look at that. So say I perform my actions, I go jump kick, boom, 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 and I spend these 2 meeples. The meeples I have left over on my turn go into your turn as defensive meeples.
Okay.
So if you notice, each meeple orientation also has a defensive action.
Yep.
So if you notice, this one says just block, but that one says block, block. The reason why that is for each block, when I use a meeple to defend, I get to pick a trait in your attack and block it. So if I'm blocking with a flat meeple and you punch me, I can pick one of these to block, but I have to take the other 2. If I'm blocking with one of these sideways meeples, I can pick 2 of these traits to block, but I must take one of them, right? So pretty straightforward. The other thing we have going on is we've got these little combo cards that turn into stances. If I perform these specific actions on the board, so say I move towards you and then I kick you, I can now claim this stance. This is placed among my stance slots, and it gives me a unique ability.
Okay. And how do we claim these?
By performing. Yeah, you've got to perform these meeple actions in that order, right?
Okay.
So for this one, if I were to move, right, I spend 1 move and then I kick, I now get to claim this ability because I did a move and a kick.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
That becomes a stance. If I stumble, though, I lose a stance from my stance slot. So that's what stumbling does, right there. You also have one other thing you can do when you claim these stance cards. You can either take the ability, or you can place it face down instead, and that gets you an extra green meeple. And those meeples have special character abilities to the warp meeples, but depending on the positions they land in, if there are different special abilities you have.
All right.
And that's the game. I think I explained everything.
Right, sure.
So we see who goes first by whoever rolls the most flat meeples. So I got 1 flat meeple, you got none. So I'm gonna roll to start my turn, and you gotta roll. You're gonna roll 2 meeples because you're defending first, so you need some meeples to defend with.
Okay.
So this is what I've got, and those are your little defending meeples over there. So you can pop them there. So now I gotta figure out what I want to do here. And if you notice, one of the character meeples has a green side.
Yep.
If that's face up, that means I can, which I got in this case, I can turn any of my other meeples into a warp meeple. So I can make a powerful meeple if I like. So I'm going to move backwards 2 spaces. I'm going to spend this meeple to move backwards 2 spaces. I have the ability to turn any of these meeples into a warp meeple if I'd like. So I'm going to turn this one into a warp meeple, which this attack hits any space for me, and it deals 1 damage, 1 damage, 1 damage. So you can choose to block, but you can only use 1 meeple to block with. So you got the diagonal meeples.
So I would use it to block and then move up to 1 space?
Yeah, so you can block 1 damage, right? Because I have one of those traits.
Okay.
Yeah. So
if I move backwards, you said it was within 3 is how the power works, or
within
so there's not a range to it. It's just
there's no range. Yeah, there's no range. Yeah.
Alright, so I'll do
okay, and then you're gonna take 2 damage.
Yep.
Still, so that goes up. And because I did a flat meeple and a kick, I can activate this combo, which is any defensive meeple you have can reflect. And I'm just gonna place that in my stance slot, and it's your turn.
Okay.
And you gotta roll all your meeples.
Alright, so we've got 2 flats and 2 sides. So if can you do the same action twice?
You can't use the same meeple twice. Once you use a meeple, it's used, but
you can do the same action twice.
Yeah.
So if I kick you once.
So I must have not said you can only deal damage to the space in front.
Okay, so there is a range.
Yeah, sorry, there is a range. This character had no range for this specific ability.
Okay.
So there is a range. It has to be to the space in front of you, yes.
Okay. So in that case, I'd use a flat one to move 2 spaces.
Yep.
And then a sideways one to kick, which would do. Alternatively. Well, here in that case, what I will do instead is use the 2 flats to back up to here.
Okay.
And then claim this.
Okay.
For this stance, which says now my attacks can hit any space. And then and then I will kick you once.
Okay.
And save 1.
Okay. Then you'll kick me. Okay. I'm going to. Any of my defensive meeples may reflect, so I'm going to reflect 1 damage to you.
Okay. And reflect also does not have a range.
No, it doesn't have range. So you take 1 damage, but I take 1 knockback from that, and I take 1 stumble, so I lose this card as well. And then, do you want to use that last meeple, or are you all good?
Okay, so and I can resolve them 1 at a time.
Yeah, you can resolve them 1 at a time, but you won't have anything to defend with if you use that last.
All right,
meeple.
but if I knock you back 1 more, you fall off the board.
But I can block it. I have the ability to block it.
Okay, and the block can only block 1 part of the attack.
This one can only block. This one can block 2 parts of the attack. This one can.
Okay. Then we'll save this one.
Okay. Okay. Alright, so I grab all my meeples. I gotta roll them. This is what I've got. What have we got here? Okay. Okay. We're gonna get out of this precarious situation that I'm in. I don't think I can hit you at all. So I'm gonna move forward 2 spaces. I'm just gonna punch the air, so I completely miss you, don't hit anything, but I activate this little combo. Once per turn when the opposing warrior stumbles, I can choose to reuse a meeple instead.
Okay.
But I'm gonna place it face down to get a green meeple, which starts off here, and now it's your turn. So that's all I'm gonna do.
Roll all of the meeples.
So that one right there, that's never happened in the game yet. It landed on its head, which means it can be whatever you want. That's like a 1 in about like 100 chance at the moment.
Okay.
It's never happened in a game, so that's pretty cool stuff.
All right, woo! First upside down people roll.
Look at that! Look at that!
So that's the wild choice.
Yeah, that's the wild choice.
Okay, well. All right, so do not lose a crystal when knocked out of the time stream. What is?
So these are your crystals. When you take 6 damage or get knocked out, you lose one. It's best 2 out of 3.
Okay,
right now,
gotcha.
I'm just playing it as just 1 crystal for the
for the
playtest.
demo.
Yeah.
Totally get that.
So you just don't die if you leave the time stream.
Will they be used for different groups?
All right, so. Do I have to move if I use a maneuver that says move in it?
Yeah, you have to, unless it says move up to 1 space. For that one, you don't have to.
Alright, so we'll start by using. Yeah.
Okay, so you jump kick the air.
No, I jump kick you.
Oh, okay,
No, it doesn't
okay, never mind. Never mind, you got me with that one. Okay, I take the 1 damage and I take the stumble, so I lose that.
Okay, let's see, and then I will long distance punch you.
You're gonna punch me. Okay, so for the punch, I'm gonna block the, I'll block the knockback and the damage, but I'll take the stumble.
Okay, and then I guess I will leave these 2 for defense.
And I think you activated that, didn't you?
Yes, and that was part of the point of that was that uses this, which I will also turn into.
Okay. I'll see how it is. Let's see what we can get going here.
So I confused myself for a second. Okay, I'll do these. Look at that.
All right.
Put that there. I put this
So for the combos, if the last one is the same as the first one, it can overlap like that. I don't know if I pointed that out already. So you can spend 3 to activate 2 if they overlap like that. I don't know if you had the ability to do that on your turn. But so you can do.
Not a thing I would have been thinking about.
So you can do that potentially. So I'm going to. I think I may try and go for it. I'm going to move forward 2 spaces. I'm going to jump kick, which will deal you 1 damage and 1 stumble.
Okay. See, and I can block both parts of that.
You can block both parts of that with that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you block both of them. I got to claim this. Every time you attack, all your attacks deal double damage, but every time you deal damage, you stumble. So I'm going to place it face down to get this.
Okay.
And then I'm going to jump kick, which shifts me back 1 because you've got to move 1 for another 1 damage and 1 stumble.
Okay, does it resolve in order? Like, do you do the move before you get to attack?
Yeah, so I move and then it does the attack and then the stumble.
Right, but if I'm not next to you once after you move, can you still attack me?
Yeah, so that's just the way the jump kick works. Is it moves me and then deals you the damage.
Okay.
So you still take the damage.
But okay, I'm targeted. Like it all goes on the stack.
Yeah.
As you target. Okay. Let's see. We'll block the stumble and back.
Oh, you don't take knockback. You just take 1 damage. Yeah. For that one, you take 1 damage.
Well,
that's right. Actually, yeah, you're right. You get to move, and then I get to claim this. I don't lose a time crystal if I enter the time stream. And I'm gonna leave it like that. And then it's your turn. It's your turn.
Yes.
You also have a choice on your turn if you want to. At any point, you can spend a meeple to re-roll as many of your other meeples as you'd like if you don't like your roll.
And then you say brains.
I can use this to go this way or
Right, no, we'll just go ahead and jump kick you once.
That's right, you can still hit any space. Okay, okay. I'll take the damage, I'll block the stumble, and you gotta move one space either forwards or backwards.
Okay, go back one, and then we'll jump kick you again.
Okay, that deals me 1 damage, and I lose this. And then you gotta move 1 space again.
Yep. And if I knock off that card, you lose the meeple?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just jump kick you again.
Okay, I'm trying to decide because that's a green meeple right now, so that has these special abilities right here.
Oh, so it has to do this?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. Does it have to do that, or is that annoying if it has to do that? Do you think?
So in this case specifically, where I want to be as far away from you as
it's
possible,
annoying for
I
you.
absolutely don't want it.
Exactly.
It's like it's not good for me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if you should be given the. Let's go with you're given the option. You're given the option, so you turn it into a jump kick.
Yeah.
So I lose this. I take 1 damage, and now it's.
And that knocks it out of your pool for the coming turn.
Yeah, that knocks it out of my pool. Yeah, I lose it right there, and then let me quickly write down. Let me write down something.
Strays will never attack you.
Like this is a corner case where it being optional is is a good thing. Like most of the time, I don't think any of these will be bad. Maybe knocking someone back 3 is not something that you want, because like if you want to open up, like if you've got all kicks or something on it, like if that's your only attack, then you knock them back when you wanted to do more attacks
and bring them towards you.
Yeah, I think.
Sometimes it can be a bit annoying.
Yeah, the punch has no drawbacks, but anything that moves when there's so many options where movement matters, like.
Yeah, it could be annoying if you need to be close to them. Yeah.
Okay, and then leave these.
All right. All right, we got 1 of each. Okay, let's see what we can do here.
Well, if they're together, then you leave that reason, right?
I'm gonna move forward. 1, 2.
Wait, do I have claim to this on my turn?
Is that one? You can lose
it. Just 3 jump kicks.
Yeah, I guess you could have claimed that one. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Let's claim it.
Have the other.
Okay, so I'm going to okay, so I'm going to move forward. I'm going to kick you.
Okay. See, will block the damage. Yes.
Okay, so you take
lose this.
Yeah.
And then I get knocked back on.
Make that the discard. All right. And then I'm going to jump kick, which will deal you 1 and make you stumble.
Let's see.
You can also choose which stances to lose. It doesn't have to be in any order.
In that case, yeah, I think. So now losing this is fine since you are.
Okay, and I gotta claim this. You may deal double knockback or stumble per an attack. Okay, and I'm going to punch you. Okay, and I'm gonna make it double knockback.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter because I think I'm dying here regardless.
Oh yeah,
I lose one regardless here, so I think I lose.
Okay.
But yep. Because if I block the knockback,
You
I
take
take
the
damage, and if I block the damage, I take the knockback. Yeah, yep. Okay.
All right, yeah, that's the game overall. Yeah, and I'll ask you for some feedback if you've got any feedback that you'd like to share.
See, I think I heard some feedback earlier while I was listening. I think the two boards could kind of be combined into one.
Yeah.
Like, all right. I think you might want to include some sort of dice tray because you've got a whole lot of cardboard here with space, and the ability of a thing to like be up it might roll here, and then where is it at? So if you've got a designated rolling space for them, since they're so finicky and it's so easy to just tap one and have it go from on its side to leading, and that's a significant difference.
Especially for this one's weighted so the head drops it into jump kicks a little more, but it's also easy to knock on accident into that. So that's something I'm working on with that one.
Yeah, so some kind of dice tray consolidating the space a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think about rolling the meeples?
Yeah, rolling the meeples is interesting.
Yeah.
It seemed like the effects seem to be weighted towards like so that actually landing the standing up seems to be the least likely of any of these versus any of them. Like it's certainly the one I saw the least, but it's the most powerful.
Yeah, exactly. You got it on the head again. Look at that. Look at that. You're a professional.
Right?
You're a professional.
I've rolled it now on its head more than I have standing up.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know how you do it. As for, did you feel like there's any information overload at any point?
No, it all makes sense pretty well as far as understanding what's doing what.
Yeah. Did you feel the game? Did you feel the game should be sped up? Did you think it was? Did you think it was something that wanted to be more fast-paced than it was?
Yeah, I think once two players are like, when both players are completely fluent in what's going on, it makes sense. Yeah, like the stances all work. The notion of starting with a stance I also heard earlier. I think that would be interesting. Certainly as an optional rule for advanced play, both players start with a stance. Or if you wanted to have like different characters and each character has a built-in stance when everyone selects, because it looks like there's a lot of different characters and a lot of different art. So if each character is like, I'm this character and I do this slightly better, or a character that says I can rotate a meeple. Is there any way to force rotate your meeples once you roll them?
There is in some of these stances, but it's very far and few. I think there's only like 2 that allow you to do it. Okay. But it'd be more interesting if there's more rotating of the meeples.
Or even, you said there was a way to re-roll the meeples?
Yeah.
I would say sacrificing one meeple altogether to turn any of the other meeples to the face that you fell.
Okay.
Maybe? Because since punch is effectively twice as effective as kick in most situations, I'm not sure how that looks balance-wise, but that's just,
Yeah, right now you can spend any meeple you have to re-roll as many as you would like. And you can do that as many times and whenever on your turn, but it costs a lot by spending one meeple to do that.
And a reroll is not particularly reliable.
Exactly.
Because usually the thing you're rerolling is one of these two, which are the most likely to roll, or having it go flat, which is usually how it's rolled.
Yeah, exactly.
So a reroll is kind of feels bad when the thing that you want is the thing you're least likely to get.
I agree. Yeah. So maybe just reorientating a meeple however you like.
Yeah. Or even have like a pattern, like a standing meeple you could rotate a standing meeple to down to a jump kick rotate a jump kick meeple to a kick meeple, rotate a kick meeple to a punch meeple.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Like
you could have like a little.
Sacrifice one meeple and just have a little.
You could have a little ladder like this. Always turns into that turns into that turns into that, and then I guess that could turn out or that stays.
If you
the same.
wanted to go.
Yeah, no one would do that. I like that idea a lot.
Or sacrifice one meeple to give the give the warp effect or something, and that also, well, yeah, because flipping the. So what happens when you roll this face up? You get any of these effects?
You can then turn any other meeple you have into one of these
so
if it's matched.
That's an excuse to rotate, to have this rotate to this. So if you wanted to do one of these for a crazy reason, like you sacrifice 2 meeples to take a kick, to stand him up and then flip him to this.
I like that a lot, actually. Yeah. Let me write that down. I don't want to forget it. There we go. Star that one. Box it.
Yeah. That gives you some sort of informed strategy over just hoping that the random number generator.
Yeah, the re-rolling's not the most exciting, I agree. And I was trying to think of something that was a little better than, because like reorientating, people are just going to go to the ones they need, and it'll speed the game up a lot. But I like this little ladder technique, where you can flip whatever you want to the one above.
Yeah,
that's actually really cool, and it works well with this one. You're right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that'd be cool stuff. And then I guess that answers all the questions I would ask you. Anything else you can think of?
It's a cute little 2-player game. I like the art. I like the theme.
I appreciate that. Yeah, and I appreciate you stopping by and giving it a go. That's always the best.
It's super fun. Is there a place people can check this out online?
Yeah, you can go to megamintgames.com, and then if you do a /TWW, it would take you to the page for Time Warp Warriors.
All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks for checking this out, guys. We'll take another 5-minute break or so, and we'll come back to the next game.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Yep.
Is this your water?
Yeah, I'm kind of going right back to the seat right here.
I can do that for, yeah.